Let's test it as well. All right, so I think we're back now on YouTube. Sorry guys for the delay, technical difficulties sometimes because we're streaming in many different locations right now on Facebook Live, on Periscope, on YouTube. In fact, if anyone's on YouTube, if you guys can confirm that it's still streaming there, that'd be great. We just refreshed the stream. And by the way, on Facebook Live, there's a little bit of a flaw. So we got 77 people, 80 people right now on Facebook Live. At about an hour and a half in, it only allows you to stream for an hour and a half. So on Facebook Live, I'm gonna have to reset the stream on Facebook Live as well. So technology, as many of you guys know, there's some flaws in it. All right, is it live? Yep, all right. Do you recommend Amazon affiliate program? Yeah, Amazon affiliate program is great. It's called Amazon Associates. I use it in my business because there's millions of products on Amazon, and if you reference it to people, you can earn a commission when people go and buy on Amazon. And Amazon, by the way, is a brand, a multi-billion-dollar brand that people recognize. People trust Amazon. People, when they go to Amazon, they trust to buy from Amazon because of the brand that they've built. In fact, Amazon's changed the way that people, consumers, purchase online. I don't know if you guys remember the days, if you're old enough to remember this, but like 10 years ago, it was actually pretty, not that many people bought online because, just to give your credit card online, there's a lot of fear and skepticism to purchase something online, right? But now the world has changed where it's like everybody buys stuff online. People, they buy groceries online, they shop on Amazon and different places like that. And so the internet's really changed the world in so many ways, and especially Amazon, where more and more people now, the way that the world is working is that more and more people are buying online. And one exciting thing, by the way, guys, is that if you guys are just getting started to building an online business, then you guys have a huge advantage. I believe that the timing that we all have right now is incredible. Over the next, I think, 10 years, I read a study, in the next 10 years, there's gonna be 1 billion people that are gonna have access to the internet that never before had access. Okay, and another 1 billion people over the next 10 years are gonna have access to the internet. Think about the opportunity. Everything, people aren't gonna be going to the stores, long term. Why would you if you could just buy stuff online, do all the shopping from the comfort of your home on the couch, buy stuff and then have it shipped to you, within an hour or two? The way that Amazon's doing things now and the way of technology, how it's changing the world with drones and stuff like that, why would you go to the store, have to, get in your car, park your car, go to the store, look around, getting lost trying to find what you want to buy, and then have to wait in the line to check out and pay for it, and then have to drive all the way back home. When you could just sit from home, buy something online, and have that shipped and delivered to you within a few hours. That's how the world is changing. So you're in the right place. The internet is like this, massively scaling up. It's not going anywhere, okay? The world is still adapting, and especially as the baby boomers, and the older generation starts to retire, and the younger generation has now all grown up with iPhones and iPads and the internet, and they're comfortable using the internet, more and more opportunity for everybody. So you're in the right place if you want to build an online business. The potential is good, and my advice for people is just get started. I don't care what you do, just get started. Start learning about it now, because there's always a learning curve, and you learn, and as a result, the real success you're gonna have is gonna be over the next few years. When you first start something, it's brand new, you don't really know what you're doing, you're learning, everything is new. But after a few months, you keep at it, you get better and better, and you understand things more. After a year, 2 years, it took me 4 years to build Project Life Mastery to earn over $1 million a year. So it didn't happen overnight. The first year was the slowest, but I just got better month after month, year after year, and within 4 years, built $1 million brand. So pretty cool stuff, guys. You guys are in the right place. All right, so we talked about building a brand. The brand has value. It means something. People, when they think of the brand, it means something. It represents something. And that's what we all want to build. Now, one of the best ways to build a brand online is through what I call content marketing. Okay, content marketing. So content marketing, by the way, is what content is what the internet is made up of for the most part. Okay, Google, the #1 search engine in the world. Okay, billions of people, billions of searches on Google every single month. People go to Google because they're looking for information. They're looking for content, and content is king. Because basically what Google's made up of is different blogs and web pages and things like that. So when people go to Google, they search for certain keywords, and as a result, they're gonna look for information on different things. Even physical products. People go to Google, and before they purchase a product, they're gonna spend time to research it and read reviews about it and learn more about the product before they purchase it. All right, I just bought a brand new camera, cost over $4,000. The camcorder I'm filming right now on YouTube. I spent like 3 days just searching around on YouTube and Google and reading reviews and all, consuming all this information before I decided to purchase this camera. And so that's oftentimes what people use Google and the internet for. Social media is made up of content. If you go to Facebook, you look in the news feed. What do you see? You see videos and articles and Facebook posts and images. That's content. Content comes in many different forms. It can come in the form of written content, like an article. It can come in the form of an image, okay? An image, whether it's a beautiful photograph, an inspiring quote, a cool, funny graphic or whatever. That's content. An infographic, video as well. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world behind Google. It's owned by Google. And YouTube has over 1 billion active users. 1 billion active users on YouTube. YouTube, all it's made up of is content. That's all it is. People go to YouTube, they're searching for videos and content. And again, content comes in many different types of forms, whether you're looking for how-to information or something that is funny or something that will entertain you, all different forms of content. Okay, and that content is distributed through social media channels as well. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, made up of content, images, and videos. Periscope right now, consuming content right now. Twitter as well, sharing content. Okay? So content is king. It's the one strategy that every brand utilizes to attract people to them and to build their brand. Okay? All the brands that you guys mentioned before, Apple, Nike, they're all on social media. They all have websites. They're all producing content. Okay? And that content is building their brand. And they can market and advertise through content as well, but it's building up the brand. So the way that you build an online brand is through creating content, okay? Content is king, okay? I want you guys to write that down, memorize that. That's a classic internet marketing saying that's been around for over 15, 20 years is internet marketers have always been saying content is king, and it's still true, still relevant today. Okay, content, content, content. You will all want to be producing and creating content in a particular niche of a brand, okay? So for example, you have your brand, okay? Every brand, by the way, has to consist of a website, okay? You got to have a website for your brand. If you don't have a website, then you just don't know what you're doing. You're not going to build something because your website is your own little piece of real estate on the internet, okay? Your domain name. So when people go to www.nike.com, www.apple.com, www.projectlifemastery.com, that real estate, your website, is a thing that you have full control over. Okay, you have 100% control. If you're only depending and building your business based on a YouTube channel, based on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Amazon, then you're not owning your business. Amazon owns your business. YouTube owns your YouTube channel, not you. Amazon and Kindle, they own your listing and they own you. They own your business. Twitter owns you if you depend on Twitter. Okay? So you're still a slave to them in some way. Now, you want to use them. You want to use Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Amazon and YouTube. You want to use them because they have billions of users and they're a great marketing channel for you to be able to attract people and have people follow you on your brand, but you don't want to depend on them. okay? You want to use those channels to build your brand because your brand is an asset. Your brand is an asset that you have control over. Nobody can take that away from you, all right? I could lose my YouTube channel. I could lose my Facebook, but nobody can take away the brand that I've built, the name that means something to a large demographic of people. Nobody can take that away. You know, I see a lot of people that sell online, they're only focused on selling products. You sell the product, what happens when your product becomes irrelevant? What happens when Amazon, something happens to your book on Amazon? The whole business is done. The products you want to use to build the brand. You want to funnel everything into building the brand, guys. The brand is where it's at. That's what's going to make you the long-term money. Imagine if Apple, they just focused on selling the iPod. They just focused on selling that and not building a brand. What would happen when the iPod, is irrelevant, and there's newer, technologies and stuff available? They didn't build a brand. They wouldn't last. The reason why is because they built a brand and they can launch the iPhone, they can launch the iPad, and they can keep innovating and whatnot because of the brand that they built. Okay, very key thing. Now, let's go back to creating content. So you've got a brand, you've got your website. In my case, let's use a different color. What color should I use, guys? I got green, red, and blue. What color? I want to make sure you guys are still engaged. You guys are still awake, paying attention, focused. Green, red. Can anybody guess my favorite color? I don't have yellow, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to go with green because that's the first thing. But blue is actually my favorite color. I'll use blue at some point. I'm going to try to make everybody happy here, so I'm going to use different colors throughout this presentation today, okay? I'll use blue, I'll use green, I'll use red, just the green is actually better for the dollar signs, right? So brand equals money. All right, hopefully I've got that synced in for you guys right now. Awesome, okay. So you got your brand, you create content. Like I said, content comes in many forms. This is your website, www.website.com. Your website consists of content, articles, videos, etc., okay, that people can go to. You create the content, so let's say this is an article. And when you create content, the main purpose of content is you have to provide value. Okay? Your content has to provide value in some way. It has to, when people consume your content, they have to be entertained by it. They have to, get good information from it. It's got to be useful for them. Because if you make crappy content, people are going to go to the content and say, okay, that wasn't that good. They're going to leave. They're not even going to finish consuming the content, and then they're not going to come back to your brand. They're not going to recognize your brand in any way. All right? But if you create quality content related to the niche, the market that you're in, that will benefit the demographic, the consumers that you're trying to target, and it's good content, it's valuable, then what happens is that content builds your brand, builds the brand. So for example, if you create an article, let's say that you're in the, let's say you're in the raw food market, okay, you're passionate about health and raw food. You create an article that shares seven raw healthy foods that can help give you more energy, okay? And people that are online, that are using Google, YouTube, Facebook, they see your content, your article, right? And they consume it and they're like, wow, this is really good stuff. This is really useful. That's really good content. You share really good information and they like it, then they're gonna follow your brand and that's gonna build your brand. And then as a result of that, they're building trust, a relationship. They view you as an authority online, which again will give you the ability to monetize it in many different ways, okay? So you create content that's relevant to what people want, that adds value, that's quality. That could be an article, that can be a video on YouTube. It could be images and graphics on, Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, etc. And by the way, if you're in the raw food niche or market and you're using Instagram, you can create images of raw foods, coconut oil, and share the benefits of that. And people are going to follow you more, your brand on Instagram, because they're like, wow, this is really good information. This raw food Instagram brand is sharing with me useful raw food, advice and tips and foods that will benefit my health. So more people are going to follow the brand. And again, that's building the trust, the relationship. Okay? Does that make sense? So content is king, guys. You guys all need to create content and learn how to do that in the brand, the niche that you're in. Okay? And you're going to create the content to build the brand. Now, products can also build your brand as well. All right? So if you publish books on Amazon, and they're, because really a Kindle book is just a piece of content. That's all it is, okay? It's content that you're charging for. That's what any product, information product is. So your Kindle book is related to your brand. Let's say it's raw food, and you publish a Kindle book on raw food recipes, let's say. And in the book, you can promote your brand, right? So you're building a brand. People that read the book, you're building the brand. Isn't that what Tim Ferriss did? You guys know Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week? He launched the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, and then he used that book to build a brand. Tim Ferriss's brand, his name in The 4-Hour Work Week is a recognized brand. He's got his blog. He launched many different books from that because he built a brand. Every time now Tim Ferriss launches a new book, best-selling book. Best-selling book. Why? He used his book to build a brand. The brand is now the platform. When he launches another book, wow, you can promote your book that way too. Interesting. So let's say that you built a brand, you come out, you launch a book on, raw food recipes. You launch it to Kindle. It's going to make you money because, again, the brand. Is that making sense? How do you spell Tim Ferriss? Tim Ferris. Yep. All right, so building a brand, guys, that's the key thing. That's the key thing. Creating content is what allows you to build the brand. Your books, your other products can help build your brand as well. If you're selling Amazon products, you can sell, raw food. You're in the raw food niche. Maybe you come out, you sell a supplement. Maybe you create a coconut oil, an extra virgin raw coconut oil. You create a product. The product is building your brand. And vice versa, when you have your brand, you can promote your product, make more money with it. Or you can launch an affiliate product, earn a commission with it because you built the brand. You need to have this, guys. You got to build a brand in any niche that you're in. If you're selling Amazon products, Kindle books, build a brand. Now, the thing is, why doesn't everyone build a brand? Why doesn't everyone build a brand? Well, honestly, because building a brand is work. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. For the people out there that are just looking to get rich quick, don't build a brand. People that try to get rich quick, they're just looking to make a little bit of money selling a product or whatever. They'll make some money short term, but long term, it's not a sustainable model. They're not thinking long term. You always want to have long term thinking in your business and in your life. You want to live for today, but also live for the future. Think about the future and what you're building. Build an asset. It takes time to build it. It takes time publishing content and building it. But within a year, within a few years, you can build something massive, $1 million brand, like what I've been able to do. Right? So it takes time, it takes work. There's no shortcuts. You just got to keep at it, create content. People ask me, well, I don't know how to create content. Nobody knows how to create content when they're starting. People always say, well, Stefan, my writing isn't that good. Can I do this? Nobody is born knowing how to write. Everybody improves, they learn. The ability to write is probably one of the most important, powerful skills that you can have, not just in your business, but in life. The ability to write. You got to learn, you got to become a writer. You got to learn copywriting. Because in your online business, you're going to have to do email marketing and send out emails, creating content on a blog, writing and creating content on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, etc. You're going to have to write. You can improve your writing. Okay, I was never a great writer, but I improved. Anything that you consistently do, you're going to get better at, right? You look at my writing, years ago to today, it's better because I improved. So as long as you get started and you have the improvement mentality, then you'll get better at it. Okay? Everybody's got, different, advantages and disadvantages, and that's fine. Some people are better writers than others. You might have a bit of an advantage that way, but don't let that stop you. You're not a rock. You guys can actually improve. A rock, that's it. You're a rock. We're human beings. We can grow. We can become more. We can learn. We can improve ourselves. All right? And these skills are all learnable. Building an online business is a learnable skill. I wasn't born with it. Successful people today, they weren't born having the skills that they have. They improved it and they learned. They invested in themselves. They developed their, they trained themselves, conditioned themselves. They became better at it. Okay? So don't be intimidated by the fact, I can't create content. You can. Again, I shared in the last stream, what stops people is their mindset, their psychology, limiting beliefs, their story that they tell themselves. You got to really overcome that. And that's why most of success is psychology, 20% of the mechanics. All right, so having the right attitude, the right mindset going in is really key. Building a business, building a brand, you've got to have patience for it. It's not an immediate thing. You've got to invest to start something. You've got to invest something and sacrifice something for tomorrow's betterment. Okay, it's not going to come instantaneously. That's not how it works. Now, the problem is that most people, when they want to build an online business, they have the employee mentality, the employee mindset. You see, when you have a job and you're an employee, you get paid based on the time that you put in. It's a one-to-one transaction. You get paid for the hour. You put in an hour, you get $20 for that hour. That's not how it works in business. You only get paid in business based on the results that you produce. So in your business, when you're building something, you're going to start creating content and build a brand. You're not going to get an immediate result from that. It's not like, I put in 10 hours into my business and I didn't make $20 for that hour. That's not how business works. You put in the time to build an asset that has the potential of making you money in the future because you have a vision of what it can do for you, what it can create. That's how you have to build a business. You've got to be willing to sacrifice in the short term, put time into something with no immediate return, but because you keep at it, it has the potential of a return, a year from now or a few months from now. That's when you're going to see the results. It's almost like you're planting a tree. All right? So I want you guys to think of it this way. This is what building a business is like. You have an idea, right? Your idea is the seed, the brand, the idea, the concept you want to build, the blog, the website, the YouTube channel, the social media. You have this in your head, right? You take that seed, you put it into the ground. Okay, you put that in the ground and you water it. Every day you water the seed. Now, do you come back in a week and be like, hey, I've been watering the seed every day for a week and I don't see anything. In fact, most people, they give up at that point. They don't see the result, but what they don't realize is that underground, there's changes that are happening before you can even see that plant start to sprout. What happens is underground, there's these roots. Those roots are growing, they're building a foundation. And when you keep watering that seed every single day, you keep working at your business, creating content and learning and improving it, then again, those roots are occurring, they're building. But again, most people, I don't see the tree, I'm going to give up. I'm going to look for the next opportunity. I'm going to focus on something else instead. And they give up before it even starts to sprout and their business even becomes something. So you got to have patience with it, guys, to build something that's going to last. That foundation is going to build a foundation for many years to come. Okay? You can't be just conditioned for short-term gratification. You got to be focused on the long-term value of what you're building. All right, guys? And what happens is you're consistent with it. What happens after a month? It grows, it sprouts, and it's just a little bit at the beginning. And then it grows and it grows and it grows, and eventually that little seed becomes a huge tree, and it starts to grow fruit. And the fruit are the results. It's what's below ground that allows what's above ground to become possible. All right, guys? So that's what you got to understand when you're building a business is that, yeah, it takes time. It's not like you just publish a book, you get an immediate result. You got to build it. And again, most people are not focused or committed enough on the long term. And that's what I try to focus on today, because I used to have the mentality before of I was just gonna make some short-term money here and there to get out of a desperate situation. And that's not what I focus on anymore, because I've seen how that comes and goes. I see how that doesn't build anything that lasts, that's sustainable. And so what I want to teach you guys, and hopefully you guys will take this on, is to build that brand, to focus on the long term, because I can promise you guys, long term your life can change. It can change. It's changed for me in many different ways, building the brand that I have today. And when you build something, it gets so much easier. With affiliate marketing now, if I want to, because right now I've got over 100,000 people on YouTube. I love you guys on YouTube that are watching right now. It's actually over 105,000 people subscribed to me on YouTube, to my brand, Project Life Mastery. I remember February 2012 when I started my YouTube channel, 0 subscribers. And I was putting out content, I was putting out videos. Nobody was watching my videos. Eventually though I get a viewer, I get a subscriber here and there or whatever. And it's slow at first, just like with anything. It's hard at first, but you're consistent. Again, you're watering the seed. And what happened was, hey, I got 100 subscribers. Then I got 1,000 subscribers. My girlfriend, she started her YouTube channel, I think like a few months ago. We were in Dominican Republic and everything, and she's taken the advice, that the YouTube strategies that I share and I teach inside my Affiliate Marketing Mastery course, and she's just been keeping at it, and now she's at last time I talked to her, it was very slow at the beginning, then she's at 500 subscribers on YouTube, and now she's probably at 1,000 right now. And now, once you get to 1,000, things explode. They just, again, usually, it's kind of like, this is kind of what it feels like at first, and then it's just like that, right? But you got to get past just this phase right here to get to that phase. Most people give up a few parts into it. And same thing with my blog, guys. Start putting out content consistently, and guess what happens? How do people find your content, your articles? Google, the search engines. You got to learn how to optimize your content for SEO, search engine optimization, so that you can rank your content in Google. At the beginning, Google doesn't know who you are. Your website doesn't have any authority on Google. But if you're consistent, you optimize your content, then what's going to happen is, at the beginning it's going to be slow. Google's going to index your content. And then what's going to happen is, over the weeks and months, you're going to start to get traffic. They're going to rank you for a variety of different keywords. You can track everything. And then before you know it, you've got an authority website in the eyes of Google, and you rank easily for different keywords and content that you produce. When you build something like what I have now, making money becomes very easy. Very easy, because for me now, because I have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, I got people over 100,000 followers on my Facebook Live, Stefan James, you guys are watching from. Now as a result, if I launch a product, a Kindle book, an Amazon product, I do some affiliate marketing, instantly I make money. I've got an email list of 80,000 email subscribers. I can send out an email right now in 5 minutes and make thousands of dollars just by sending out an email, not because of the email or the 5 minutes that it took me, but because of the brand that I've built over the years. All right? Because if you've got an email list but you have no brand, you might make some money, but it's not going to be as successful as you have a brand. That's why I've been able to be successful launching Affiliate Marketing Mastery. Make a lot of money in a short period of time. I've had over 200 plus people that have signed up for Affiliate Marketing Mastery so far. And I'm super stoked for that, because my goal was 200 people, which would allow me to give 10% of everyone's purchase that signed up to building 2 schools in Ethiopia, which is $20,000. And happy to say that we reached that goal. And that's going to make a bigger impact for people in the world in Ethiopia, the children that don't have the opportunities that we have. They don't even know that the internet even exists. All right, so I'm pretty passionate about that, and what's allowed me to do that is building a brand. Later this month, I'm flying to Nicaragua to build 2 houses. Last year, I built a house in El Salvador. I volunteered to actually go and build it, and I funded it, which was $3,000. And I was there with the locals, a lot of university students that volunteered to build the houses, and then a few of us that funded them and went to build it. And it It was an amazing experience, and they don't have the same opportunities that you and I have. But again, the reason why I've been able to do that is because of the brand that I built. All right, guys, so I'm going to get to the questions pretty soon. I see we've been going for about an hour so far. How's everyone doing? You guys doing good? How's everyone doing here on Facebook? Facebook Live. We got 46 people here on Facebook. Got people here on Periscope. And by the way, if you guys are receiving value, if you're on Periscope, give me some love, guys. Double tap, give me some hearts. Really appreciate it, guys. Share this as well. Share this with people on Twitter. Share this on Facebook if you're on Facebook. Love for you guys to hit the like button and maybe share this with someone else that could benefit from this information. Because this information, guys, it applies to everybody. Man, if you got a local store in the city that you live in, you got to learn how to build a brand and advertise on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Because your brand here, I mentioned it's your website, but let's switch to red now. I'll save blue, the best for last afterwards. Your brand consists of marketing channels, okay? So your website, you want to have a brand Facebook page. You want to have a brand Twitter. You want to have your brand registered on Instagram. You want to have your brand on YouTube. You want to have all of these. You want to, maybe if you're on Snapchat, you can build your brand there. You can build your brand on Periscope. There's many different marketing channels that always become available, and that's why the internet's always evolving. You want to expand your brand on those platforms as well. All right, so your brand is made up of all of those channels, but really the website is the ultimate. You got to have the website. And then eventually when your brand means something, you want to trademark the brand. Trademarking means you own that brand. You own those words. No one else can violate your trademark because you own it. No one else can use the words Apple, in the context that they use it. Nobody can use Microsoft. Nobody can use IBM. Nobody can use these because it's a trademark now. But you really only have to trademark when your brand actually matters. It has value. Okay, that's something that I teach as well inside my course. You want to trademark when your brand has value. When you're first starting out, you don't need to learn about trademark, and you just got to make sure you're not violating someone else's trademark, which is an important thing. Now, one thing people ask me, I was working with someone the other day. They built a brand around their name, okay, because they built a brand around their own name. Someone says, do you have $1 million brand? Yes, I do. Project Life Mastery, $1 million brand that I've built. Over $1 million brand at this point. It's probably worth a couple $1 million now. But someone asked me, they want to build a brand around their name. Really, you want to build a brand outside of your name. You will build if you want to put your name out there, you don't have to put your name out there. Most brands, there's no person behind, that has, for example, if you build, Apple, when you build Apple, Steve Jobs is a brand that's going to get built because of that. And so Steve Jobs is a brand. Mark Zuckerberg is a brand. Facebook is a brand as well. But you want to build a brand outside of your name because it gives you more potential to grow and scale up, and there's more possibilities that exist. When you just build it around your name, you're limiting yourself. All right? So for example, I built Project Life Mastery, and I also have the brand Stefan James. And the reason why I focus building Project Life Mastery is because that can scale more than me. It doesn't depend on me because eventually I could grow Project Life Mastery and I could have different experts under that brand. I could have different content creators. So you can have other people create content under your brand. I could potentially sell that business one day. I could have other people's products under that brand. In every business, you want to make sure it has an exit strategy, meaning the possibility to sell it one day. Not that you would, but you always still have to at least have that possibility because that's going to build an even more powerful brand, right? If you look at the UFC just got sold for a couple $2 billion, big brand. And I think they bought it for like $2 million or whatever. And UFC just got sold. And because of the brand that they built out, the name for it. And there's other brands under UFC. There's different fighters, John Jones, Anderson Silva. These are other brands that exist underneath that. But UFC is the brand that will always continue to grow. Whereas if you just build it around your name, then, eventually you're going to retire, and it's not going to be sustainable long term. So brand gives you the long-term advantage, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now if you choose. And so you want to build one outside of yourself, but if you could build both, you can. I build both. I build Project Life Mastery and Stefan James. All right, so building the two brands together simultaneously has a lot of value. All right, all right. Someone asked for Kindle, do you build a brand around your pen name, or do you build it around a publishing company, or is it something else? You want to build the brand around a niche. A niche. If you build it around a name, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself. If you build it just around a name, then what happens when you die? Your business is dead. It's over. Right? So you want to build it around a niche. You can build it around a publishing company, but think more than a publishing company. Think of a brand that can consist of more than just publishing books. Because if you just build it around publishing, then you're limiting yourself just to books. So for example, why not build a brand in a certain niche, because then you'll attract people in a certain demographic related to that, right? So if you just build publishing, but you're like in a million different niches, then your books aren't going to be relevant to, if you got a book on dating and then you got another book on cooking recipes, then those are two different niches. It's better to build a brand in the dating market. Dating for men, that's the brand. Or raw food, okay, youngandraw.com. That's my friends Caleb and Sheila, youngandraw.com. That's a brand in the raw food health niche. Okay, muscleforlife.com. All right, that's a brand in the muscle building niche. Strength Camp. Some of you guys know Elliot Hulse. That's a brand in the putting on strength niche. Right? What are some other online ones you guys can think of? Smart Passive Income, Pat Flynn. That's a brand in the passive income niche and market. Okay, Project Life Mastery. That's a brand in the self-development niche and market. Life Mastery Nutrition. That's a brand in the supplement health nutrition market. So you want to build a brand around a particular niche, okay? Because then you're going to attract people that are all interested and relevant to that niche. All right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a brand, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a brand in the finance money niche. 4-Hour Work Week. Absolutely. Awesome. Again, I don't know where this niche you speak of. There's many different niches out there, guys, and that's how you want to build it around your passion. Think about what is something you're passionate about. What's a passion that you guys have? What's an interest that you have? If you don't know your passion, what's an interest? Is it basketball? Is it tennis? And I know a guy who's making millions of dollars in the tennis niche. Is it foosball? Is it table tennis, ping pong? Is it cooking? Is it raw food? Is it yoga? Is it spirituality? Is it meditation? What are hobbies that you have? What are interests that you have? What are passions that you have? Is it beauty? Is it makeup? Is it hair? My cousin's a very talented hairstylist. He's got a YouTube channel in the hair niche. He's got different videos and things like that on hair. Insurance, real estate, investing, self-improvement, right? These are all different niches. These are all different markets. Maybe you play a musical instrument. Maybe you play the piano, the guitar, right? These are all different niches. Maybe business or marketing. And you don't have to be an expert. I wasn't an expert. I'm still not an expert. I'm just someone that shares my journey, my life, and what I learn with people, and I review products, and I share that with people, and people appreciate that. The internet has given us the ability, guys. Doesn't matter who you are, where you live in the world. Anybody can publish content online. Anybody can build a blog. Anybody can publish books. It's not reserved just for the multimillionaires and the experts of the world. All right? Anybody can do it. Anybody can sign up for KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, and set up an account and publish a book by tomorrow. Anybody can. 20 years ago, you had to be like an expert and go to a traditional publishing company, but the internet's made it that anybody, if you got a story, if you got a message, if you got It doesn't matter what it is. You can share it. You can publish it online. WordPress and blogging and Facebook, and anybody can build a Facebook page. Anybody can create a Twitter account. These aren't reserved just for like the few privileged people in the world. We all have the same opportunity, guys. We all have the same opportunity. It's just a matter of whether or not you take advantage of it. Do you utilize the opportunities that have been given to you? And I heard a great, the other day I heard why most people are poor. Do you guys know why most people are poor? Most people are poor because they pass over opportunities repeatedly. That's why most people are poor. Okay? Poor is an acronym. They pass over opportunities repeatedly. All right? Don't pass over the opportunities that have been given to you. All right, Jessica says, that's my next step. I bought your K-Money Mastery program. Awesome. Well, the affiliate marketing, you want to build a brand. K-Money Mastery will teach you how to publish a book and make money from books. Affiliate Marketing Mastery will teach you how to build an online brand that you can monetize with affiliate marketing. And everything ties together, guys. That's what I've done with my brand. Project Life Mastery, my brand, I sell information products, my own products. I sell other people's products as an affiliate. I sell other people's softwares, other physical products on Amazon. I sell my own physical products. I'm actually coming out here. I've got this wristband, Mastery wristbands I post on my Instagram. These are Project Life Mastery wristbands and stuff. So I'm gonna sell these. It's cool. I like these little cool wristbands or whatever, But because I got a brand, it means something. I can launch and sell products. So they all fit together. Okay, you got to build a brand on your Amazon business, your Kindle. That's what's going to give you the long-term advantage. Okay, so everything works together into one. Because people ask me, well, I'm doing this, but that's a totally different business. It's not. It's one business that you're building together. You can't separate them. You got to build it all together. All right. So everything fits. This is really messy. Hopefully, you guys are able to follow this. And I'm going to get to questions in a little bit, guys. People always ask me. They always ask me, how do you get started? We'll use blue now. How do I get started, Stefan? I'm brand new to this. I don't know how to build a business. I don't understand technology. There's a lot of limiting beliefs people have. There's a lot of things that people, they have the desire. You guys are here because you have the desire to build a business and get started, but you don't know how, and you don't know where to get started. And that's why I made my mission. I want to help people get started. I want to help people build their own online business. I want to help people have success, because when you build an online business, it gives you the opportunity to, number one, do something that you love. You can build a business around what you love, your hobby, your passion. That's what I've done. And I don't view what I do as a business. I don't view what I do as work. It's a hobby that I get paid for. That's how you want to perceive it. You want it to be your mission, something you love and enjoy. All right? All of you guys have that. All of you guys have something you're at least interested in that you can build an online business around. All right? So it's something that you can be passionate about, build it around that. It becomes fun. It doesn't feel like work. Like, for me, blogging, it doesn't feel like work. It's not work. It's just like keeping a journal. Everybody should keep a journal anyways. A blog just gives you the ability for you to share things you're learning and share information. By you sharing it, this is what I love about creating content. When you create content, it helps you integrate what you're learning at a much deeper level. I get more benefit out of creating content than my subscribers and followers and all of you guys do. By me creating this content right now, I benefit from it more than you guys because I'm integrating it at a much deeper level, which is pretty amazing thing. And it's fun. You get to learn and research things. Blogging and creating content is actually one of the most fun things to do. And there's different ways. You can do it on YouTube, a blog, a podcast if you want. You can do it on social media. Many different ways, okay? Gives you the ability to have freedom in the world, to travel. Passive income. Everybody needs to be making passive income. Passive income is automated money, automated income that comes in every single day, every single month that you can depend on, and you only had to do the effort for it one time. You had to set it up, publish the content. That content, right now, I have thousands of people right now in this very moment that are consuming content of mine that I created over the last few years that are consuming it. Right now, I'm impacting thousands of people Right now, there's thousands of people are watching my videos on YouTube. I've got over 450 videos on YouTube. Okay, millions of minutes on YouTube that people are consuming right now. And I don't physically have to be there creating it. I've created it one time years ago in the past, and it's reaching people and I'm benefiting from it. Right now in this moment, I've got thousands of people that are going to projectlifemastery.com that are reading articles and content on my blog that I created years ago one time. That's the power of it. Right now I have an automated, what is called an autoresponder series, which is an automated series of emails that people automatically get when they subscribe to my email list. That has content, is like, I'm interacting with them. I'm scaling at an incredible level because of that, because of the internet, the automation that it provides with technology. So I'm able to scale up much bigger than that. Right now I got people that are buying Kindle books that I published years ago and reading the books. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of weird to think of it, the fact that it's like, well, I'm sleeping, and when I'm traveling, when I'm on vacation right now, like 24/7, every minute of the day, I'm influencing people. I'm adding value to people. That's incredible. That's the amazing thing about the internet. You're not limited just to being like in one place. The internet allows you to be everywhere and reach so many people all over the world. So it's a pretty amazing thing. And as a result of that, you earn passive income. Right now, I have people that are buying my courses, my books, my Amazon products. They're purchasing through my affiliate links. Right now I'm making money. If I refresh my ClickBank account, if I refresh my PayPal, if I refresh my affiliate accounts, I hit refresh button, every 10 minutes, a sale's come in. It's an amazing thing, guy. I don't know these people. Passive income is the best feeling in the world. The first time you guys ever make your first dollar online, it's the best feeling. Someone asked, show us. Well, if you follow me on Snapchat, Stefan James 1, I'm very transparent there. I show a lot. And then show us these $1 million you speak of. I'm very transparent about everything, guys. You guys can even go on my YouTube channel. I got a YouTube video on my $1 million investment portfolio. Okay, go to Project Life Mastery on YouTube, and you'll see that video. And I actually show my trading account over $1 million in stocks. I show all my different holdings, my allocation of different investments, and I also show the dividends, because I only invest in dividend-paying stocks that pay me a passive income. So if you want the proof, I don't shy away from that, guys. The proof's there. I share my business. You can see the 105,000 subscribers on YouTube. You can see the 100,000 plus unique visitors on my blog. You can see the 100,000 plus on two different Facebook pages that follow me on Facebook. You can see on Snapchat I show my ClickBank accounts. I got nothing to hide. I'm transparent because I understand people are skeptical. Skepticism is only fear. That's all it is. Many people, they don't want to believe in something because they don't want to be disappointed. They don't want to get their hopes up because they want to protect themselves from pain. And if you believe in something and you go for it, then what would that mean? And you fail? It means that you're not enough for most people, and that's the biggest fear that most people have. And as long as you don't believe, you're going to continue to limit yourself. You have to believe in a vision that's greater than yourself. And one of the best ways to believe is to find role models, other people you can learn from that are more successful than yourself. Right? If you believe, then it's going to be possible for you as well. Right, guys? So you got to believe in the possibilities that exist there for you. And hopefully I can be an inspiration for you guys and share with you guys my success. You guys can, go back to 2012 on my YouTube channel. You can see where I was before. You can see where I live now. You can see the car that I drive. I remember when I first moved into a penthouse and I bought the brand new 2014 Corvette Stingray. I remember at the time, there's like people on my blog and stuff. They're like, that's a lie. He doesn't own that car. He's not living in that apartment. It's all a lie. He's just renting it. And I actually went to show people, there's actual people that are skepticism and stuff. And I was like, I'm just blown away by this, how skeptical people are. So I actually showed people, I was like, hey guys, here's my insurance papers. Here's the car that I showed that person. I showed them all this stuff. And sure enough, those people never respond after you provide the proof for them. But I'm just blown away by it. But I'm not trying to speak to everyone. I want to speak to the people that do believe, because you're not going to convince everyone. This is not for everyone. You know, the people that have the limiting beliefs and the fear, they're just going to stay where they are, unfortunately. And, you know, you can't change someone that doesn't want to change. You know, you can take a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. So I respect you guys. I admire you guys for being here and for giving me your trust and believing in me. But you can go back and you can see my journey, my monthly goals reports, the progress that I've done and what I've made and all that sort of stuff. And I never lie online. I'm honest and truthful as best I can. I don't even lie to myself or try to, you know, I rarely exaggerate, because when you exaggerate or lie to yourself, your subconscious mind knows that you're lying, and it lowers your self-esteem. So you got to be careful even exaggerating things as well, because your subconscious knows. All right, guys. So let's jump into. I'm going to get to questions in a little bit. All right. So how do you do this? Kind of go off in different tangents here. How do you do this? How do you build your online business? Well, the last 4 years, I built Project Life Mastery, and in the last 3 months, I created an online training program. It's my first online training program on business and marketing in the last 3 years. You know, I created K-Money Mastery. Many of you guys have purchased and been through. People have asked me, you know, they've been wanting another training program from me, but I hadn't created a new one for 3 years because I spent the last 3 years just improving K-Money Mastery and making it better and better and better so that I could help my existing customers and help them with their publishing business. And finally got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to create another training program. And I've learned a lot since K-Money Mastery, and because I started with Kindle publishing, and then I grew to build Project Life Mastery and a lot of things that I've done and scaled up. And I've made a lot of money from Kindle publishing, and I still do make money from Kindle publishing. But now I've built, you know, I've made a lot more money, millions of dollars now from building my brand. And so Affiliate Marketing Mastery is a course that I focused on for the last 3 months to help people do what I've done to build that brand on YouTube, a blog, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I only teach something that I do myself that I believe in and something that I have experience with and I have results with. Okay, people ask me, Stefan, can you create an Amazon FBA course? I say no, because yeah, I could make money teaching that, but I'm still new with it. I'm not an expert. Amazon FBA, I'm making $10,000 a month with my physical products. But you know, there's other people that made millions of dollars. Go to those people, or I can recommend those people to you guys as you know, that can help you guys out. Okay, so I only teach something and create a course around it if I personally done it myself and had success. And then in my courses, I like to be transparent. So Affiliate Marketing Mastery, I show examples of my blog and content that I've created and my email list, email marketing stuff that I do and everything. So I'm pretty transparent about it as well. So I created Affiliate Marketing Mastery. Amazing program. It consists of 7 modules, 50 plus video lessons, and right now right now till the end of tonight at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the price of Affiliate Marketing Mastery doubles. Okay, so let me lay out for you guys what the program includes. So Affiliate Marketing Mastery. So what does it include? 7 modules that are in depth. These modules cover the foundation, psychology, mindset for building a business, an overview of it. It covers how to find a niche that's profitable, that you're passionate about, that you can make money from, that has high demand, that you can build an online business around. It covers how to build your online brand, how to come up with the name, how to get the domain name and make sure it's not trademarked and follows a certain criteria that I have. How to create your marketing channels, your blog, how to set up WordPress and configure it, all the different WordPress plugins that I recommend. I show you all the technical side of things and how to build it, exactly what I've done and used in my business. How to build your YouTube channel, how to build your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, how to build an email list and set it up and create what is called an ethical bribe to add value to people and get them to subscribe to your email list. I teach you all of that, how to create it all, and then how to promote and market it as well. How to create content on Instagram. How do I create content on Facebook and Twitter? How do I get thousands of followers? I shared my exact strategies that I utilize in my business to do that. How to build the email list. How to do all of that, and then how to actually monetize it and make money with affiliate marketing. okay? So I teach all of that step by step in 7 modules, including how to test, how to optimize, how to go over all the analytics. All that is included and a lot more because I'm creating more content, more information that can help you guys as well for the customers of it. 7 modules, which is over 50 plus video lessons. Okay, so everything is in a step-by-step video, and each video consists of a PDF transcript as well, so you can download the transcript, which summarizes the lesson, and you can watch in video, you can read, you can print it out if you want as well. Very newbie-friendly, you know, great for people that are more advanced. If you're more advanced, you already got a blog or a website or YouTube, you can skip the first 2 modules, go to module 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That covers the content creation, the marketing strategies. So, you know, if you've already got a niche and a brand, great. You know, it's still going to help you massively. You know, it's going to go into the different strategies that I utilize that you can still learn from to build your brand. All right. 50 plus videos, that's over 15 hours of content. And then I've also got different bonuses, which include 7 coaching webinars. And it also includes a Facebook group community, okay? So when you join the program, we're gonna be starting the live coaching webinars next week. And on the webinars, I'm gonna be guiding people through the program, answering questions, helping people out, helping them build their business, motivating you guys, holding you accountable, guiding you along the way, all right? And then also the Facebook group is great. We have already over 200 people that have signed up, and people from all over the world to interact with one another. And I participate in the Facebook group, I answer questions, I help people out, basically just to make sure you guys have a community that you're a part of. You're not going at it alone. You don't want to build a business alone. You want to have a group, a mastermind, people that are going to support you and encourage you along the way to help you when you get stuck. You know, because when you're building a business, yeah, there's going to be times where you get stuck. You're going to go through adversity. You might be confused, but you can learn from other people that have already been through it. And we have people that have already joined that are already making a lot of money from their businesses. Someone's got over 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, joined the program. We got people that are already making 5,000, 10,000 per month from their online business that have joined because they want to grow that and take it even further, to build their brand. And we got people that are brand new. We got people that are stay-at-home moms. You know, we've got someone who's 15 years old that joined it. He found a way to join the program, which is amazing. Blows my mind. In fact, you know, we had a webinar like on Monday with someone that was 10 years old. 10 years old that was on the webinar. It's just insane. And I love people that are young. We have a number of people that join too. They're like 19 to 22. I love young people because they're the most like eager and open, committed, that like they're willing to take a risk. So if you're a young person, I love working with young people because they don't have the limiting beliefs yet. You know, it's like as people get older, I find there's like they've failed, they've been through pain, and so they're more skeptical. They have more limiting beliefs because they're just trying to protect themselves. You know, they failed and you know they believed something once, and then it let them down, and so they try to protect themselves, and they become, you know, they're afraid to trust, they're afraid to believe in again, so they just settle, right? And you got to overcome those beliefs and understand that the past does not equal the future. The past does not equal the future. Just because you failed in the past doesn't mean that you're going to fail tomorrow. All right? The past is not, you know, the past is only prepared you for this present moment and the future. If you learn from the past, if you learn from the failures, I failed many times, but because I learned from it and perceived them all as assets and grew from it, it's allowed me to prosper today. All right, so how much is the program? The regular price of the program is $19.97 and worth every penny. Worth every penny. In fact, it's worth much more than that, and I'm actually considering increasing that price because as I improve the course and make it better, because I always do, I always make it better. I always listen to my customers. What do you guys want? Okay, I'm going to create more training on this. I'm going to create more advanced stuff for you guys to grow even further. As I do, I'm going to have to charge more money for it. But this course and information has been worth millions of dollars for me. That's what's allowed me to do, make millions of dollars. So this information has changed my life in so many ways. And a lot of people, they just look at the investment. They're not looking at the potential, the return they can get on their investment. Because when you build a business, you're going to make thousands and thousands of dollars, potentially millions of dollars from that business within the next decade if you commit yourself and you build it up. So small price to pay to get all the step-by-step, get you stored all the knowledge, information to help you build that. So for me, it's been worth every penny. I would pay this in a heartbeat to have saved myself all those years of having to all learn and piece together everything. This is like the shortcut. It's not really a shortcut because you do have to, it does still take time, but this is going to reduce the failure time of having to try to learn this stuff on your own into a much faster period. So you guys can get faster results than that took me. It took me 4 years. Knowing what I know now, I could have built Project Life Mastery to where it is today in like 2 years. Saved 2 years if I already had these strategies. It took me that long to learn everything that I've learned now. And so right now we have a launch discount that's been going on for the last week, as you guys know. And the price is actually half of this, all right? So right now the price is $997. That's it. And there's a payment plan. You can pay in 3 payments of, break it down into 3 payments as well, okay? And this is available on the website affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. You guys can head on over there and be able to sign up there if you guys choose. And this discount ends tonight at midnight, less than 12 hours from now, okay? Maybe like 11 hours, 10 and a half hours from now, the price is gonna double on this. Now for people on Facebook right now, you guys are gonna have to refresh the stream because right now what's gonna happen is it only maxes out at an hour and a half. So I'm gonna restart it on Facebook. So you guys are gonna have to refresh this in 1 sec. So let me actually refresh this right now. So if you guys want to join the program, go to affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. There should be a link on YouTube that you guys can go to. Wow, we had 897 people that watched on Facebook. Really cool. Just going to refresh here on YouTube. And I'm going to be getting to questions in a minute, guys. And if you guys have some questions too, you guys can share them. If you're on YouTube right now, I'm going to be getting to them in a bit about the program. And also if you go to that website, affiliatemarketingmaster.com/training, there's a live chat section. So you can interact with us, ask us your questions or concerns. We have different payment options as well. To help people out, to pay it over more of a longer period of time. All right. We're back in business. Or back in business with Facebook. And one other thing I'm going to mention as well, guys. Someone asked, are you a millionaire? Yes, I'm a millionaire. One thing that forgot to mention also, there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, so within 30 days, you can get your money back if you choose. Test it out, no risk. And again, the link, guys, is affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. All right, guys, so head on over there if you want to sign up. The discount ends tonight at midnight. There's also the webinar bonus and the Facebook group that ends at midnight as well. You guys can sign up after, tomorrow if you want, but you're going to pay $2,000 for it at that point, and you're not going to be able to benefit from the live webinars, which, by the way, are worth over $1,000. 1 hour of my time is $1,000 to give you guys an idea. So you get 7 webinars where I'm going to answer questions, support you guys, guide you, review different websites and everything as well. And the Facebook group community where you're going to benefit from myself, the other people, that's worth a lot also, and that's an incredible asset to have while you're building your business. Now, this is not for everyone. Okay, I get it. It's not for everyone. This is only for people that are committed, people that are willing to do what it takes, people that are serious about building a business. If you're just looking for a shortcut, a gimmick, a loophole, and you want to make money without doing any work, this is not for you. I don't want those people. I don't want any dabblers in this program. Okay, I've already turned people away that wanted to join and said, you know what, this isn't the right fit. I can just tell you're not truly committed to this. And I don't want those people that aren't going to be committed, because I know what it takes to build a business, guys. It's not easy. It is a lot of work. You got to be willing to commit yourself. But I can promise you it's worth it. Your future self will thank you for it. A lot of people, they see the success that I have, and they think that for example, they're afraid to invest money into building a business. And I'm like, don't you guys realize that the success that I have and what I've been able to do is because I invested in myself? How do you think I gained the skills, the knowledge, everything that I've learned? How do you think I learned Facebook and Instagram and SEO and blogging and all this sort of stuff, YouTube? How do you guys think I learned all this stuff? You guys think I just went to Google one day and just typed in how to build an online business, and that little article taught me how to build $1 million business? Do you guys think I just went to YouTube and typed in how to build an online business? I watched a 30-minute video. If you guys want free information, I provide lots of free content for you guys, right? It's on my YouTube, it's on my blog. But if you want the premium content, the best content, it costs money. Those are the training programs, the products that I've created. So people that want the free stuff, it's great. The free stuff's there. I create that for you guys. For those that want the premium content to build an online business that will walk you through step by step, then I have that as well. But every business has to make money so that it has the resources to grow, so that I can create more products and help you guys and help more people. This is why, only reason why I created this product is because people wanted it from me. So many people were asking me, create another product, Stefan, I want it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give you guys what you want. Here it is. Here's the opportunity for you guys. All right, so what kind of investment is good for someone who's just starting a business for the first time? Well, if you're first starting a business for the first time, you want to invest in a training program. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to go at this alone. Don't try to put together the pieces of a puzzle by trying to read message boards. That's only going to confuse you and overwhelm you. Most people, they're on information overload. There's no shortage of information that's out there. The information is there. But having everything in a structured way that you can focus on, that will guide you, that you believe in and you trust, that will get you to actually take action on the assignments and the videos and the lessons to get you from point A to point Z, that's the asset, the benefit of a training program. You can read tons of information, but it's just going to confuse you. You're going to learn the wrong information. You're not going to know how to put all the pieces together. So invest in a training program. What if I lose a passion for the technical side of affiliate marketing? Listen, when you're building an online business, you're not going to be passionate about everything. There's things in business that you're going to have to do that you're not passionate for. That's the reality of it. For me, when I built my business, I'm not passionate about accounting and taxes and learning about legal stuff, but you have to learn it at a certain point. And eventually, when you earn money in your business, you can outsource more stuff and focus more on what you love, the most part of it. So for me now, in the position that I'm at now, I've got a video editor. I've got someone that does my social media marketing for me. I've got someone that does my podcast, my audio engineering. I've got someone that publishes my blog posts. I've got a customer support team that answers all the emails, the questions that I get. I've got a web guy. I've got graphics people. So once you make money in your business, you can outsource that stuff to other people, and you can focus more on the parts of it that you love. But when you build a business, you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to do things you might not enjoy. You're going to have to learn them. That's okay. Those are very useful, powerful skills to learn that everybody has to learn. All right? So don't be intimidated by it. That's what the course is for. It helps you to learn and understand that stuff. That can give you that confidence and guide you through the process. All right, let me see the question here. Jordan says, you've explained a lot recently about the process of starting a business online. I think some people might be worried about the program saying the same things. So does your program actually go into specific detail about the actions to take on each specific parts of the online business? Yes, it goes into everything in certain videos. You learn it, you understand it, you watch me do it. There's an assignment after each lesson. You take action on the assignment before you go ahead to the next video. This program takes you from A to Z, step by step, through the process. It guides you through that process to do everything, and if you don't understand it, that's fine. It's designed for a newbie starting out. If you're more advanced, great. You're still going to benefit because you're going to learn little things that are going to help you grow your business even further that I know that you're not doing. You know, one little strategy can transform your business if you already have one. I'm always investing in training programs and products and courses, all that sort of stuff. I know most of the stuff out there already, but I'm looking for those little strategies that could take me to that next level. That one little strategy I can apply to my Facebook marketing, my search engine marketing. You know, my business right now, we just paid a guy to do an SEO audit on projectlifemaster.com for search engine optimization. I think we paid a couple $1,000, $5,000 or whatever for this guy who's basically going to help us improve the SEO of Project Life Mastery. Now, projectlifemaster.com gets over 100,000 unique visitors every single month, around 45,000 unique visitors every month just from Google alone. Okay, 45,000 just from Google through SEO. I'm willing to pay someone thousands of dollars just to give me one or two little strategies that can help me, you know, because if I'm already getting 45,000 visitors per month just from Google, one or two little tweaks to that can transform that and turn that into 50,000, 60,000, 100,000 just from Google, right? So these strategies, you want to be hungry for them because they can transform you even further. Would someone miss out info if they weren't able to attend the live webinars? No. We record every webinar that we're doing. So all the live webinars, I'm going to record them. People can submit the questions for me in advance. We're going to do the webinars at different time zones because we already have members from all over the world. We have people in the Philippines, Australia. We've got people from Brazil. We've got people in Canada. We've got people in the United States. We've got people in Russia, Europe, London, all over the world. So not everyone's going to be able to join live, but we'll do different time zones to try to accommodate as many people as possible. We're going to record them as well, and then they're all going to be inside the members area so that you guys can rewatch them again and again. All right, so don't worry about it. You're gonna get lifetime access to all that content. When you sign up, you get lifetime access to everything. Lifetime access to the Facebook group, the webinars that I've done, the training, and all the additional updates. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll jump to some of the questions that you guys have. So if you guys have questions, you guys can post it in YouTube, post it on Facebook Live and Periscope. Someone says, for someone who's hesitating, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Give it a test, guys. 30 days, you get your money back. You know, I don't have control over the money that you guys pay for. We use third-party payment processors. We use ClickBank and PayPal. So, you know, if you needed to get your money back within 30 days, as long as it's within that payment period, well, one, we've got an awesome customer support team. I've got 2 full-time people that does customer support. They do a great job. They respond to people every single day. So they'll help you if you want a refund, if you have any issues or challenges with your billing and payments and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, we're there for you. We've got amazing customer support, but even in that event, you can still go to ClickBank and ClickBank will honor your refund. You can go to PayPal and file a dispute. So for those that are really skeptical that, oh my God, it might be a scam or something like that, you're protected by PayPal and ClickBank. Okay, those are the most trusted vendors and merchant processors out there. Can people join the Facebook group if they pay $2,000? No, the Facebook group's only a bonus as part of this launch. If you want to join the Facebook group afterwards, there's going to be a monthly fee for it. Okay, it'll probably be around $47 a month to be able to get access to it. Okay, it's only an exclusive group. It's a limited time bonus. And even having a Facebook group costs money, right? Because I've got to have someone that moderates it, and there's, you know, especially when you have a lot of people in a Facebook group, I found like there's people that can be spammy or negative and stuff, and I have really high standards for my Facebook group. I don't want any people that are going to be negative or trying to like market, you know, make money or things like that from it. So I hire someone that basically manages the group, that like checks it every few hours, like just to make sure everyone's following the rules. So it actually requires a lot of maintenance to run and optimize a good Facebook group. How long do I have to wait to start to see money? Well, it really depends on many different factors. People always ask me that, and that's always the wrong question to ask, because oftentimes people ask that because they're in the mentality of trying to get rich quick. If you're just trying to get rich quick, don't invest in this program. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. Don't invest if you're looking to get rich quick. If you're like, oh, I want to make money in the next month and get rich, don't invest in it, because building a brand takes time. Building an online business takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's different for everybody. It depends on you, how much work that you put in, how well you apply the program. I can't force you to implement what you're learning in the program. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna do everything that I can to help add as much value and be there for you guys and push you and challenge you and help guide you, but ultimately it's up to you to apply what you're learning. All right, so you have to be willing to put in the work. It depends on the niche, the market that you're in, the content that you're producing, how well you implement the program. There's many different factors that go into it, and then also the monetization strategies. And so, for some people that might make money fast, other people it takes longer. It's different for everybody. I can't make a guarantee or promise, but if you're looking just to get rich quick, don't invest. Those are the people I do not want to work with, because those are the people that they do it for a month and like, oh, I'm not seeing any money, and they quit and they ask for a refund. I don't want those people. Those are like the people that go to the gym and after 2 weeks they don't have a six-pack and they just, oh, I didn't see the six-pack fast enough, and then they quit the gym. Okay, those are people that are dabblers. All right, who cares how long it takes you? All you got to do is focus on making progress. That's all that matters. Just get started, build an asset that can make you money. On average, people around 3 months can start making money if they start publishing content every week and they rank it in Google, they get traffic. But really, the first phase is just getting traffic, attracting people to you. And in some cases too, you might not even want to monetize your blog or your brand right away. When Facebook was built, they didn't monetize Facebook and introduce advertising for several years. Because the moment that you start to monetize something, you'll always turn some people off. So Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, their strategies are they want to get as many people as possible to use their platform. They want to attract as many people. And then once they have, then they introduce ads on Facebook. Then they introduce ads on Instagram. The advertising on Instagram is relatively new. They started doing ads now on Snapchat. But the whole beginning phase is attracting people, and again, being willing to not think, okay, I just want to make money as fast as possible. You do that, you might make some short-term money, but you're not going to prosper long-term. You want to build long-term value. I can share with you strategies to make a lot of money quick, but it's not going to be sustainable long-term. When you build an email list, you want to build a relationship. You don't want to just be promoting every single day to your list and your people. You're going to turn people off, and it's not going to last long-term. All right, so it's different for everybody, but that's the wrong thinking, man. You want to build something that has potential to make you a lot of money long-term, right? That's the ultimate goal. For me, when I first started Project Life Mastery in 2012, I think the first year I might have made $20,000 to $30,000, primarily from affiliate marketing, and most of that was after 6 months. Once I attracted people to me, now I just started out publishing content every 2 weeks and every week, and then 3 days a week, just consistent with it. First 3 months are slow, and then I started getting traffic, and then I started making money after 3 months, a few sales here and there. After 6 months, started to grow, and then within a year, 30,000. The second year, boom, things exploded massively in 2013, right? And then 2014, 15, and now 16. In 2015, we made $1.5 million from Project Life Mastery alone. Okay, I can show you guys my tax return if you guys want. But within 4 years, that's a short period of time for that potential it can bring you. Any questions on YouTube I can answer?
Tons.
All right, so what are the top questions on YouTube? By the way, guys, again, affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. Head on over there. You can sign up there, again, before midnight tonight. Make sure you do. Sign up right now. Okay? Don't delay, guys.
Are all the modules available from the start?
So the question is, are all the modules available from the start? Yes. The moment you sign up, like you sign up right now, within a minute from now, you're going to set up your login details for the membership website, because all the modules are in an online membership website that's secure. You set up your username and password, you log in, you get access to all 7 modules, all 50 videos right away. So you can, we have people already that are like on module 3 and 4 of Affiliate Marketing Mastery that signed up over the last few days. So the moment you sign up, you get immediate access, log in, consume the content, get started with it. The live webinars are going to be starting next week. I don't have a date or time yet, but I'm going to send out an email to my customers and say, hey guys, this is going to be the first day that we're going to schedule the webinar, that we're going to do it. And then thereafter that, it's going to be every week, another webinar, except for 1 week because I'm going to Nicaragua at the end of this month. I'm going to volunteer to build 2 houses. So during that week, might have to, do within 2 weeks during that period of time. Next question.
Do you offer one-on-one coaching?
Next question is, do I offer one-on-one coaching? Yes, I do offer one-on-one coaching, but keep in mind my one-on-one coaching time has become more unaffordable now for most people because 1 hour of my time is worth $1,000 and people pay me that for 1 hour of my coaching. I've got coaching programs that go up to $10,000 and I realize that for 99.9% of you guys, it's not for you, but that's what my time has become now because that's just what it's worth. And so I only take on so many coaching clients at once just because I'm so busy with things. And the best way for me to be able to help you guys is by creating a training program like this because this training program gives you 15 hours of me, my time. 15 hours of my time is $15,000, which you get for $997, plus the webinars, the group coaching, the Facebook group, all that sort of stuff I put into it. So it's much cheaper, more efficient. That's why I'm able to help more people and it's more scalable because I created the program and I can charge less as opposed to having to charge a ridiculous amount of money that most people can't afford. All right, so I do have coaching available but I primarily only recommend coaching with me if you already have a business and you're making money from it because all the other stuff, it's in the course that I would tell you one-on-one coaching with me. If you were to hire me for one-on-one coaching and say, Stefan, help me build an online business. I'm going to pay you $15,000. I would just be like, okay, well, I'm sharing with you everything here in this course you can get for $1,000. And it's laid out, broken down, step by step, everything that you need. So get this instead, right? And then if you guys need help and additional help from me, I'm available on the webinars, the Facebook group to help you guys grow and build your business. If you get stuck, I'm the kind of person, I care about my customers. I care about everybody that invests in me. You invest in me, I'm invested in you. I'm invested in your success. I want you to be a success story. I want you to give me an amazing testimonial by the time you finish going through the program, right? And together we've built something. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. So when you invest, like after this week has been crazy for me because we just launched this and it's been insane talking to people. I'm looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow it's like, yeah, let's get to work, guys. I can get to work on servicing my customers. I don't have to, keep promoting it and selling it and stuff like that. I want to get to work on helping my customers build their business over the next few months and change their life. So that's my goal after this. And right now, today, I'm going to do everything in my power to influence you guys to change your life, to invest in this program. The last over 3 months now, working every day on this course, thinking about, with the intent of helping you guys build your business. That was my motivation for the last 3 months, almost 4 months now, every single day. So yeah, I'm gonna sell and promote this thing like crazy because I know the potential that it has to change your life. I'm not shy about promoting something I'm passionate about. I'm not shy about that at all. I'm gonna do everything that I can to use language and words, push buttons for you to get you to take action because I know that most people, they won't change if they don't. Most people watching this will just stay exactly where you are. You won't make any progress in your life. Most people, I've got friends, they had the same opportunities that I had, the same opportunities to invest in training, but they didn't. 10 years later, they're still at their job. They're still struggling financially. They haven't made any progress. The only difference between me and them is I just decide, hey, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take the chance. And I'm going to do what's necessary to get there. And at the beginning, my friends were making more money because they had their job, and I was building my business. But now I've built something and created a life for myself that gives me the ability to do whatever I want, travel the world. I just traveled 4 months with my girlfriend to Japan and Thailand and Bali, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Miami, and Arizona for 4 months just with my laptop. It's an amazing lifestyle that you can live because of the internet. All right, guys, so if you guys want to join, again, go to affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. Sign up right now. Again, the price doubles, becomes $2,000 by tomorrow, okay? By tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. By tomorrow, it's going to double. You missed out on the bonuses. We got payment plans available, 30-day money-back guarantee. And then also, I shared earlier on at the start of this video, is that 10% of people's purchase is going towards my campaign to build 2 schools in Ethiopia, which I'm stoked for. So I appreciate already all the people that have joined to support me with that. We can make a bigger impact together. That's another motivator that I have. That's why I'm here right now doing everything that I can to add value to you guys, to help show you guys the possibilities, to help you guys overcome whatever's stopping you to invest and take your life to the next level, because I'm doing this not just for me, but for a bigger purpose. I'm doing this for you guys. I know you guys will thank me for it. I know you guys will change your life as a result of this. I'm doing this because I want to serve children in Ethiopia, to help build schools there and make an even bigger impact. So that's my mission. That's my purpose for doing this. Next question.
Do you teach SEO and like how to build backlinks?
Next question is, do you teach SEO and how to build backlinks? So SEO is search engine optimization. And yes, I do teach SEO in this, but I teach white hat SEO. Nothing is black hat in this course. There's no gimmicks, tricks, shortcuts that are going to get you in trouble, that's going to put you at risk, that's not going to last long term. You see, when I first started affiliate marketing, what I used to do was, and what a lot of people teach, is how to create little niche websites. They're like these little niche websites that kind of like manipulate Google in some way, and there's some like black hat techniques that you kind of rank for, but what happens is Google's always updating their search engines, their algorithms, and then what happens is like, when they update it, then you stop making money because your website is just a little niche website. It's not an authority website. So once I stopped doing that, and my new strategy is teaching people how to build an authority website. You want to have an authority website, okay? I'm not teaching you little niche tricks. There's no tricks or little secret loopholes that I'm going to teach in this program, okay? None of that, okay? I'm teaching you guys how to build an authority website that Google loves, which, by the way, consists of high quality content that's relevant to people, that people will like, share, and naturally link to, because you want natural backlinks. You don't want, you can, there's some strategies for backlinking, but you got to be careful with backlinking because you can get penalized by Google if the backlinks are spammy or if they're not relevant in any way. So I teach you guys the right strategies to build it. And again, these are the strategies that have built Project Life Mastery to 45,000 unique visitors just from Google alone, 100,000 plus unique visitors. All right, so these are evergreen strategies, and that's what I love about this course. It's an evergreen course that the strategies in it, because it's based on timeless principles, are going to still be relevant 5-10 years from now. Okay, that's a pretty amazing thing. Will the payment plans be available when the price goes up? Yes, there'll be payment plans, but the payment plan becomes 3 payments of $797. And by the way, it's worth that. It's worth way more than that. In fact, like I said before, I might even increase the price as I add more training and develop the program even further. Is affiliate marketing good for creative industries like photography or computer graphics as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. I just bought a $4,000 camera and a camcorder, and I've got a few other Panasonic GH4s and lenses and stuff like that. That's an amazing niche to be in, photography, where a lot of photographers or people that are looking for products or looking for reviews, and they're buying from Amazon and these different websites too. So you can join those affiliate programs. You can do extremely well in that niche. There's a lot of people making a ton of money from photography. And same thing with graphics or whatever. As long as there's a demand and niche market for it, and there's affiliate programs. I did a webinar on Monday, and I was showing it's on my YouTube channel, 10 examples of $1 million affiliate marketing websites and businesses. There's affiliate programs for cars. You can promote a car and earn a commission by promoting that car. I shared a few different websites. Some of them, they're promoting TVs and insurance and mortgages, credit cards. You can join affiliate programs from the banks and mortgage brokers, and you can earn a commission from that. You can earn a commission on almost anything now because there's so many different affiliate programs that are out there. All right, next question.
Do you need to invest in other training besides affiliate marketing mastery?
All right, so the question is, do you need to invest in other training besides affiliate marketing mastery? And the answer is no. I have no other additional training. There's no upsells or anything like that. This is a complete program that's going to help you build your business. Now, there are other, when you build a business, the learning never stops. And that's an important point, is that you always want to be learning because there's always more things that become available online. So for example, like live streaming right now, like my ability to do this, I started doing this, and I went through a course to learn this, how to do live streaming, how to set everything up, right? I just did a webinar on Monday, and I invested in something called Webinar Jam Studio, Webinar Genesis, and Ever Webinar to learn that. So you're always learning when you build a business, but only once you're making money. When you're making money, then you want to invest and learn more so you can build your business more. There's so many different strategies online. There's so many different ways to market and promote. There's Snapchat now, there's Periscope, there's Meerkat. There's so many different things. And so I got no other additional training, not unless you want to do Kindle publishing, which I got another course for that can help you complement the business as well. But there's no upsells in this program. It's a complete program. However, again, I'm always investing to learn more. It's not like I invested in just one course that helped me build where I am today. I've invested in many different courses, and they've all put together the pieces together because I'm always learning and evolving and improving myself. And it's that same mentality in any aspect of your life. You always want to be growing. You always want to be learning. And you make money. Like for example, next month, I'm going to Tony Robbins' Business Mastery Seminar. That's a $10,000 seminar, right? So I'm investing in that so I can learn more. I was talking to a business coach the other day. In November, I'm going to Brendan Burchard's World's Greatest Speaker Training because I want to develop my speaking skills and learn more about that. So I'm always investing in learning and growing too. And that's the fun thing too. Once you start making money, you can invest more to even grow your business further and learn and expand your knowledge.
Okay, what tips do you have on creating content that's valuable and engaging in a market that is competitive, that has a lot of content, are competitive and generic?
All right, so the question that I had was just about how to create quality content, and the person references in certain niches that are generic, maybe competitive or whatever. The content you create depends on the niche and the market. And when you get into a niche and market, you want to do the research, and this is what my course teaches, how to do the research to understand the niche in the market. You got to understand the problems, the challenges of that niche that people have. You got to learn what the needs, the desires, the goals are of those people as well. That's the first place you got to start. If you can build your business though in a niche or market that you have an interest for or a passion for, then that gives you even more of an advantage because you are the market and you're going to be more relatable to people as well, and it'll help you create the content. So that can give you an advantage. But also you want to research other authorities in that niche and market as well. And I got a certain process that I teach for this, but you want to look at other people, what they're doing on Instagram, Facebook, blogs, and see and learn that way. And then you also want to look through Google. Google will actually tell you what keywords people are searching for around your niche and market. So you can actually see exactly what people are looking for in Google, and you can create content around that, okay? And when you create the content, you want to make sure that it delivers on what people are looking for, okay? You don't want to create content on what you think is good. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what people want and what they're looking for. So you got to create content that's relevant to that and what they want. And then when you do that, you want to make sure that it's compelling content, gives them the information, helps solve their problem, meet their need. Again, there's many different ways of doing that. And then when you attract people to you, start getting traffic, you start building a list and a following, then things get better because then you start engaging with people, you see the questions they have, you learn even more about them in the market. That gives you the ability to create even better content. And so it's a never-ending process, and I have a whole system for it. One question someone asked me the other day, does this work in every niche? And my answer now is almost. Almost every niche and market it works, okay? That this can be applicable to. The only exception I can think of that the person mentioned, he was like, will this work in the porn niche? for a pornography website. And I was like, no, this course isn't for you because porn, you can't promote porn on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. So you're going to be limited in your marketing and stuff. So if you're in the porn niche, don't buy this course. It's not really going to help you that much. But if you're willing to be in another niche and market, there's a high demand. And one of the best ways to find niches and markets is go to the bookstore. You go to the bookstore, there's like millions of books, all different categories, right? You've got the cooking and gardening, you've got home improvement, you've got all these different niches. You can see the demand there, get a lot of ideas that way too. But the course, again, it goes into all of that on how to do it. How to make good marketing for my project. I'm not sure what your project is, but this course teaches you marketing and teaches you how to market online. Any advice on finding new passions? I grew up with a strong passion in creating music since the age of 7, but just 2 years ago, I kind of fell out of it, my love with it. I'm now searching for something else to build and dedicate my time to. You know what, finding a passion, here's the thing, it doesn't have to be your passion. It could be an interest, a hobby, something you're a little bit interested in. And if you don't have that yet, that's okay. I'd still recommend to get started. Don't be a perfectionist. Just get started because you want to start learning the skills, the marketing skills and all this sort of stuff. And when you learn them, when you learn about blogging and creating content, and you learn about Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it could be in any niche or market, but just getting started with it, even if you don't have that passion, you'll develop the skills. And then what will happen is as time goes on, you're going to have different passions and interests and things that excite you and different opportunities that come up that you can then take those skills and build a new website, build a new brand if you want. So that's totally fine. I've done a number of different things online before I discovered my passion with Project Life Mastery. Like I said, I started building different niche websites and different topics and genres, and I didn't really have a passion for it. But eventually, I learned so much from that I was able to take what I learned and then apply that in Project Life Mastery. Then who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, there might be another thing I'm passionate about. I might create another brand at that point to build up and build something with. So you don't have to, if you don't have something now, that's okay. The course will show you how to find different options. In fact, one of the exercises that I have in Module 2 in Affiliate Marketing Mastery is finding different niches you can build your business around. And my assignment is to come up with 10. And I show you how to brainstorm and come up with different potential ideas to build your online business around. And so, don't worry, just get started for now and build something, make some money, and then you can always build something, in a different direction if you choose. Any questions there on YouTube?
Yeah. Should a beginner still attempt a big niche when it's already fashionable?
All right, so the question is, should a beginner attempt a big niche when it's already saturated? All right, so first, the whole saturation thing. Saturation is never an issue. All right, I don't know why people are so fearful about saturation. It's not like you're just competing with someone on, like a lot of people, for example, like if they sell on Kindle or Amazon, whatever, they're just competing with people on Amazon for Amazon search. And so there's only going to be so much volume of people searching, and so it's going to be, the more competitive it is, then there's potential for you to be able to make less. And what I'm trying to teach you guys is how to build a brand where you don't have to worry about saturation. Okay, I don't worry about saturation. I'm in the most saturated markets out there. I'm in the self-development market. There's a million self-development websites. It doesn't matter. I differentiate myself by adding value, by creating quality content. Everybody's going to relate to different content, different brands, and different websites in different ways. There's room for everybody. Okay, it's not limited. Most people have a limited mindset, and they're so afraid of saturation. It's just the wrong mentality. I don't teach, again, I'm teaching you how to build a long-term business that, saturation doesn't matter. So the question is, should you go after a big niche? Really it's up to you. Sometimes it can be more beneficial to go after a smaller one because maybe you might be intimidated. Maybe it's a little bit easier for you to get started. You feel a little bit better about it and expand. Or you can go after a bigger one as well. It really doesn't matter. What I'm teaching in this course can allow you to go after smaller niches or bigger ones. And the bigger the niche, the more potential for it, the more potential and stuff. There might be a little bit more, it might take a little bit longer because there might be a little bit more competition, but it doesn't matter because, again, you want to be focused on the long term. You're not after the short-term profit here, okay? I want to help you guys build a long-term real business. That's the people that I want to join the program. I don't want the people that are like, oh, I didn't make money in my first 30 days. That's not what I want. I don't want you guys to invest if you guys are having that mentality. I want to help people that want to build a long-term business, has the potential to make them a 6-figure, 7-figure income, to have the freedom they want, and that's something that doesn't come easy. It requires work and patience, and again, planting that seed and watering it, all right?
Someone asked, I want to start a brand, but I can't write good articles. Should I outsource or go a different route?
All right, so next question is, they want to build a brand, but they can't write good articles, so should they outsource it or go a different route? One, I recommend if you can create your own content, do that. Creating your own content is free. All it requires is your time. And I don't care if you're not a good writer, who cares? You can improve as time goes on. I wasn't a good writer. I wasn't good in front of the camera. I wasn't good at creating content, but I improved. It's much easier, cheaper, and cost efficient for you to create your own content. That's what I do. That's what I recommend. You're going to be able to create quality content better than, because if you outsource it, you can outsource content and hire writers, and I do that sometimes on my blog, and I've done that. My Life Mastering Nutrition blog and brand, I outsource the content for that because it's around different supplements and different things like it. You can do that if you want, but it's going to cost money. So it's really up to you, but I do recommend to learn how to create your own content because that's just such a valuable skill to have. Like, improve your writing. Why can't you improve your writing? If you want to be successful, but you're not willing to improve and put in the work, then I can't help you. Improve your writing, become better. So I'd say improve it, and you can outsource as well. You can hire content creators, writers. You can hire people that are cheap, literally for like $5 or $10 for an article, or there's content writers and creators that cost $100 an article, depending on the quality and everything. So, if you want to outsource for now, you can do that. But again, I'd say, hey, learn how to write, learn how to create your own content. Why not? You can pump out a lot of content. It's going to save you money, especially if you're getting started. And you're going to learn in the I love creating content, so I learn while I'm creating the content. It's fun for me. It's like, sharing things I learn and stuff. I find it, especially when you're building a blog around a passion or an interest, I find it fun. Like, I would do it if I made no money from it. I'd still do it. What's the difference between your program and Amazing Selling Machine? Can they both be done together? Amazing Selling Machine is a course that teaches you how to sell on Amazon, physical products, how to private label products. My Affiliate Marketing Master course teaches you how to build a brand through content marketing, through blogging, SEO, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, email marketing, all that sort of stuff. And so it fits together with that, with selling physical products. As I showed earlier with the little drawing that I drew, the brand gives you the ability to then sell your products on Amazon, etc. So you want to do both, and that's the great thing about my course is it fits in with both. It fits in with Kindle Publishing, Key Money Mastery. It fits in with physical products on Amazon as well. And it teaches you how to monetize again with affiliate marketing because that's just a very easy way to make money because you don't have to create the product and stuff. And I like it because even selling like Amazon products, you got to invest in inventory and stuff, and there's a bit of risk associated. When you do affiliate marketing, there's no risk because you can just have an affiliate link to a product on Amazon and see if it sells to your blog and your YouTube channel, etc. And if it doesn't, you can just change the link to another link or product. All right, if you have a question here on Periscope, because I haven't, the questions on Periscope are a little bit harder to answer because they disappear. If you've got a question on Periscope, you guys can post it. I'll give you guys some love. Let me know what questions you guys have here on Periscope. Awesome, we got someone that joined Affiliate Marketing Mastery. Congrats. We've had over 200 and something people that have joined so far, and I'm really stoked for it. And again, affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. I want to start a brand, but I'm wondering if you have any experience to the product in question. What's the product in question? Where did you start with affiliate marketing? Why did you choose that platform? Well, okay, let me go to this one first. So hair conditioner. So you want to promote hair conditioner as an affiliate? Yeah, there's affiliate programs for hair conditioner. But you'd be more in a bigger market, which is like the hair market, right? So, that's the niche you'd be in, is hair, and you'd publish content, videos, content, Instagram, Facebook, around hair. And then you'd attract people, and then you can monetize that with affiliate marketing by promoting hair conditioner, shampoo, hair gel, hair styling programs, hair straighteners, curling irons, all products related to that niche. All right, cool. Where did you first start with affiliate marketing? Why did you choose that platform? I started with affiliate marketing, creating little niche websites. For example, like some of my sites I shared before, that they're not around anymore, but was like Vitamix blender, like just a little niche site around that. I did one around Fitbit, Fitbit, the wireless pedometer, when they first released. BlendTech blender. I had like a few different niche sites around that, and I was doing like SEO and stuff, but that wasn't a sustainable strategy because there were niche sites that weren't authority websites, and when Google makes the changes and updates, you get wiped out. So that's why now I focus on building an authority website that from one website gives me the ability to market many products and build up the authority and build that brand. Because before I wasn't building a brand, I was just building a little niche site around a product. And again, that's just a short-term strategy. It's not going to work long-term. Where do you see the value of blogging in 5 years from now? Only growing. The internet's growing. More and more people are getting access to the internet, so it's just going to grow. Where can I get a decent website template for my affiliate website brand? All right, so here's the thing. When you first start a blog, you don't have to worry about the design, logo, and stuff like that. In fact, there's so many mistakes that people make, and that's one thing I love about this course, is it focuses you on the right thing that you gotta focus on at this time, and the sequence of when you should focus on the next thing. When you first build your blog, don't worry about the design and the templates and all that sort of stuff, okay? There's many that are out there, some free, some that you can buy. Don't worry about that for now. The beginning, you just want to set up your blog and configure it and create content. And you want to attract people to you because no one's coming to your blog when you first create it. Nobody knows about it. You don't exist in the eyes of other people. So you got to create content first, attract people to you, and then once you're getting traffic, like maybe 100 visitors a day to your blog and website, then it matters what it looks like. Then you can play around and tweak the design, the look, the feel. You can use free templates. You can buy templates on WordPress, different themes for less than $100 that are like really awesome and attractive and stuff. You can hire a web developer if you want a custom theme, but that's really not necessary. My website was like just plain for many years before I invested in like a graphics designer and someone to actually do that sort of stuff. So you don't need to spend money or even worry about that. Your whole focus at the beginning should just be creating content. Okay, and again, once you're attracting people, then you can improve and build that sort of stuff. Okay, so you want to do things in a certain sequence, step by step. All right. How much do you have to invest when you start at first? Great question. So people that sign up, I want to help people get started in the most cost-efficient way. All you need when you get started that's required, is a domain name, which is about $10 a year. Okay, $10 a year, that's how much a domain name costs. And you can use GoDaddy for that, and I share different resources. And also hosting, okay, to host your website. And that's about $5 to $10 a month. Okay, that's it. That's all you need. I show you guys how to install WordPress and different plugins that you guys will need, but those are all free. Okay, WordPress is free, the plugins are free, the platform's free. And then that's all you need to get started. If you want to outsource content, you can do that. That'll cost a little bit of money, okay? The only other thing you need that is required is eventually you're going to need some tools to build an email list. But you don't need that right away, okay? You only need to worry about that once you have like 100 people a day going to your blog. Okay, some people, they set this stuff up at the beginning. You don't really need to because no one's going to your blog, no one's gonna subscribe to your email list. So save the money for now, wait until you're getting traffic. Then when you're ready to monetize the traffic, then okay, build an email list to collect email subscribers and stuff like that, okay? So everything is like very cost efficient. That's why I love my business, and blogging is like, there's not much expenses in it, you know, just hosting, and like there's just very little expenses in building this online business. You're not having to invest money in inventory. You don't have to, you know, invest money on book writers and create Kindle books and stuff like that. In fact, there's one person I was talking to the other day that he's joined the program now because I convinced him to, because he is in my K-Money Mastery program, and he has 27 books and he's making $2,000 a month from 27 books. I'm like, dude, why do you need 27 Kindle books published to make $2,000? Why don't you just, you're doing it wrong, man. You're investing more and more money, publishing more books, and you're probably just like breaking even doing this, because to promote your books and all that sort of stuff is costing you money. You're needing VAs, all that sort of stuff. Why don't you just focus on one niche, publish 2 books, 3, 4, 5 books, maybe 10 books max in that niche, and then make like, you know, $1,000 a month from each book. You know, that's a smarter way of doing things instead of just keep publishing more and more book. You've already got the books and products. Now you got to focus on marketing them. You got to focus on getting more traffic to your books and selling more of what you already have and building up the reviews, the authority of those books. But most people are like, oh, if I publish more, I'm going to make more money. And yeah, you will, but it's not going to be sustainable. It's going to be way harder to manage. So, you know, focus on the niche, build the brand, publish a few books that are good quality books, that you improve them, you make them better and better, you build them up, you get more reviews to them, you've got your blog, your YouTube, your Facebook, your Twitter, all of that, promoting it and promoting vice versa back and forth. That's a smarter way of doing it. So that guy signed up because I just like gave him a strategy, and he was just, you know, that one little strategy is going to change his business, change his life. Right? So it's just working smarter, guys. If you're a Kindle publisher, I don't know why you wouldn't join this program, because you need to build a brand. Like if you want long-term money and everything. I'm confused about selling physical products like an Amazon versus affiliate marketing. How does it work? I don't know if you've already answered that. Well, when you sell physical products, there's many ways you can do it. You can do drop shipping, but I don't like drop shipping because you're not building your brand, right? You're promoting someone else's brand, you know, their products. You're not building your brand in the process of it. You can create your own products and private label them. That's an option as well. If you want to create your products, sell them, you got to invest in the inventory, all that sort of stuff. And you're building a brand that way too. But affiliate marketing gives you the ability, you build your brand, and then from your brand, you can promote other people's products and you earn a commission in doing so. So affiliate marketing means that you don't have to create the product. You're basically joining the affiliate program for the product, and you promote it and you earn a commission from it. And so it all works together, because even if like, you always want to find, like when you have customers or subscribers, you always want to find how you can meet their needs more. What are their complementary products that can help them? So for example, if you sell on Amazon supplements, right? You sell like fitness supplements, and you can only create so many products at once, right? You're going to start with 1 and then 2 and 3. Well, you're going to have these customers that are going to be interested in supplements. So they're interested in fitness. So why don't you be an affiliate and promote some fitness equipment to them? Why don't you promote some weight loss programs to them? Why don't you promote you know, some other fitness programs and things like that can help them that you don't do because you sell the supplements, but they're complementary and they add value to the niche and market, right? So affiliate marketing works with every business that you're in, but it's just a great way to leverage yourself because you don't have to spend the time and money to create the product and take that risk. You have any questions there?
Yeah. What's the best way to organize content on the blog?
What's the best way to organize content on a blog? It really depends, but you can categorize things in WordPress. So for example, in WordPress, you can set up different categories. Even on YouTube, you can set up different playlists and categorize content that way. So for example, if you're in the fitness niche, you can have a category that's on like eating. You can have another category on like muscle building. You can have another category on weight loss, and you can categorize things that way. But I mean, you don't really have to worry too much about that starting out. Once you have a lot of content, then you want to think about when people come to your blog, how can you categorize things and help people get to your best content in the best way that you've already created. Awesome. We got another person joined Affiliate Marketing Mastery. If you guys are on Periscope, you got questions, you guys, I'll do the best that I can to see them and answer them. And again, guys, go to affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. The discount ends tonight, 11:59 p.m. So make sure you join, take advantage of the bonuses, everything that's available, guys. Let me know if you got another question, Ty. All right, another question from YouTube. And by the way, give me some love, guys. Make sure to like the video if you guys are enjoying so far. If you're still sticking with me, I love you guys. If you guys are still here, man, listen to me rant. I've got all the energy in the world. I'll be here all night if I have to, right? I want to do everything I can to help you guys. This is how committed that I am to you guys, right? I'm doing everything that I can to add as much value to you guys. I want to answer your questions. I'll be here all night. I haven't eaten anything today, and that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add as much value. I'm going to do everything that I can to influence you guys and help you guys build your business, all right? And this is kind of the energy that I try to put into my webinars and my coaching and stuff. eBay versus Amazon affiliate. Well, you can join eBay's partner network, eBay's affiliate program if you want. I've never promoted eBay products, but you can. Again, it depends on the niche and the market that you're in. So, both are good. If you want to promote physical products. Someone asked about the marijuana business. Yeah, that's a pretty big business happening right now too. It's becoming legalized. I know a lot of people, they're crushing it in that, especially CBD. I got a friend that's actually got an online e-commerce store. They're doing like millions of dollars from it on like CBD and different things like that. And they do really well. Yeah, I speak quick. This person asked if I'm from California. I speak fast because I'm trying to get through so much for you guys, and I really want to get everything because I know some of you guys, your time, you guys are busy. Your time is valuable and stuff. So I'm doing everything I can to answer everyone's questions. You got some more questions there on YouTube?
Yeah. So I have two niches I love. Is it better to create two quality websites and build them both up at the same time, or just focus on one market at a time?
All right, so the question is, I got two niches that they love, and should they focus on both at the same time or focus on one? I do recommend focusing on one niche, one brand, because building two at the same time is going to dilute your focus. Why not put everything into one? Because then you can double up. You can get there faster with one as opposed to trying to do two. You want to build an authority website. So I recommend to focus on one, build that one up, put your focus into it, because then you can put more content in that and market it and promote it and build that one up. I think that's going to be a better, a better chance for you to build the success that you want. Eventually you could do two if you want down the road, but again, I just focus on one for now. If you can combine them, if they're relevant in some way, then great. Like for me, for example, I originally wanted to create a blog just about fitness, but then I was like, you know what? I don't want to limit myself. I'm going to create a blog called Project Life Mastery so I can talk about life and all aspects of life, because now the niche that I'm in, I can blog about fitness and health and relationships and business and marketing and motivation and Kindle publishing and a lot of different things on my blog because I decided to go a little bit more broad, right? And sometimes it's not good to go broad. It is better to focus a little bit more niche. But for me, I made that decision because of my passion. And I wanted to, I'm thinking long term, like 20 years from now, I want to build a brand that consists of a lot of different sub niches within it. And that's what I've done. and it's been successful for me so far. So focus on one. If you can combine them and fit them together, great. If not, then just focus on one.
Coming with a business plan, I live in a country where there's only 3 million people. Is it a good idea to start my own language? Because I don't speak English that well, or is it better to improve my English skills and start building a brand in English?
All right, so the question was, this person lives in a country with only 3 million people, and they're wondering, should they build their brand around their language, or should they build it around English, which is, obviously a bigger market, but their English isn't that great? It really depends. You can build your brand in any language, but as long as there's a demand and market for it. So for example, the German market is big, Chinese, Japanese, these are all huge markets, huge demands, millions and millions of people that you can market and promote to. The Spanish market is massive as well. I just got a coaching client, he's in Finland. He sent me his websites. They're all, he's doing well, and his websites are all in the different language and everything as well. So you can do it, but again, it has to be a demand there for it. You got to do the research to see in the niche market if there's a big enough demand in that language. If you want to go after the English market, you can, and you can learn English. My friend Dan Locke, who's a multimillionaire here in Vancouver, he's Chinese. He moved here to Canada, Vancouver, not knowing a word of English. But he developed his English, and now he's made millions of dollars, and he's a public speaker now as well. So if you want to go after the English market, you can just improve your English. I once didn't know how to speak English either. Nobody was born being able to speak a language, but you learn and you improve, you get better and better at it, okay? So don't be held back by that. It might take you a little bit longer, but that's okay. You got time on your side. You can improve and get better with it. So those of you that are on Periscope right now, my battery is a little bit low at 10% here on Periscope. So if you're on Periscope, and if it cuts out, just go to YouTube, Project Life Mastery on YouTube. You guys can continue to stream that way. And I think we're good here on Facebook Live. YouTube, are we back? So we just bought, this is the transmitter for the mic. Just bought brand new pack of batteries, and we just used them up. So that's why the audio went crazy on YouTube. So I got another pack in here as well. Guess I'm speaking too much for it, but it really goes to show you should have got the Energizer batteries. All right, so we should be good. All right, let's see what other questions we got. Let me know if you got any here on YouTube.
Yeah. Is it, can you be successful with affiliate marketing without putting your face out there or being in front of the camera?
So the question is, can you be successful with affiliate marketing without putting your face out there or being in front of the camera? Absolutely. That's how 99% of affiliates make money. They don't have their name out there. They don't put their face out there. Absolutely don't have to do that. In fact, I recommend you check out the video that I did on YouTube on 10 examples of $1 million affiliate marketing websites. Most of them, they don't put their name or face out there at all. You know, you look at a website like wirecutter.com, I think it was called. That site's doing millions of dollars all from affiliate marketing just by promoting different products. So you don't have to put your name out there. You can be anonymous. You can use a pen name, a fictitious name if you want. You can use your initials if you want. You can, there's many different ways of doing it. So the video that I shared, I did a webinar on YouTube. I showed so many different examples of really successful affiliate marketing websites and businesses. There's, most internet marketers are behind the scenes. There's some advantages to putting your face out there if you want, because it can build a relationship with people and you're more relatable in some ways. So for example, Subway, they hired Jared, who's now turned to be a pedophile, but they used him because they wanted to be more relatable in their brand, to have someone to connect to and relate to. So you don't have to, absolutely not. What's more effective, blog or video? Well, there's a market for both, blog, video, and podcast. People like to consume content in different ways. I like video because you can go a little bit deeper with people, but blogging, that's the number one form of traffic right now on the internet is written articles and content through Google, the search engines. So I recommend to do both if you can. If you just want to do blog, you can. If you just want to do YouTube, you can. There's both options for you. So it's really up to you. But I think they're both really effective. What I do now, I used to write a lot of articles, but now I just transcribe my videos and publish the transcript, because then we attract people in Google through SEO and stuff, and it's been really effective. So Matthew here says, Matthias says, "Hi Stefan, I talked with you yesterday. Thank you so much for explaining a lot why I need to start my brand before publishing more books. I think you can try to explain why people don't need to be worried about spending that much in a course, like changing the limiting beliefs that people have." Exactly, guys. It's all about working smart. And if you're a Kindle publisher, again, a lot of them, they just focus on publishing more and more books. And I'm like, why? Why not just profit more from the products that you already have? And promote and market your products. Most people, they're not making as much from their Kindle books because they're not marketing them. I'm like, you can't just say, when I build it, then they will come. You got to market it. You got to promote your books to get more sales in the books. You got to get more eyeballs in front of the book. You got to use the different marketing channels that exist. SEO, blog, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. These are the top ones that have billions of people. Why aren't you using them to market your books? Why are you just depending on Amazon to sell them for you? That's a limited way. You're competing that way. You got to work smarter and not compete, and work smarter than your competition. If you can do that, you're going to prosper a lot more than others. I created a personal blog, and with your advice, I went ahead and bought a domain name as a brand name. Awesome, congrats, great job. When can we get access to the 50 videos when we sign up? You get access right away once you sign up for Affiliate Marketing Mastery at affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. You get immediate access to the 7 modules, 50 videos, as well as the Facebook group. Join in. We already have members all over the world that are posting, active in the group. You can go through it at any pace that you want. You get lifetime access to it. All right, so if you can't go through everything today, that's fine. You can come back to it. 6 months from now, you'll always have access, okay? So you can always go through it. Someone asked when creating an affiliate marketing blog, I didn't see the full question, but should they schedule the content over a year? You know, you don't have to. I mean, when you create a blog, you do want to consistently publish content because you get rewarded that way. Same thing with you do Instagram or Facebook. You get rewarded for frequency. Google loves that, YouTube loves that, and so you'll build more of an authority better that way. So you want to do it consistently. You don't have to schedule it. How to build a successful online web shop. And is it better to start first a blog for traffic and then the web shop? Well, I recommend first that you build the blog and you get the traffic first, and then you learn about the traffic, and then you build followers and subscribers. Then you create the web shop, which is like an e-commerce store, which I think you're thinking about, because then you have people to launch to. You can survey and understand and give them what they want instead of trying to guess and take a risk. Either way, you're going to have to get traffic. You create a product, you got to promote that product in some way and get traffic to it. For me, my strategy has just been building the brand in the niche and then launching the products from that, because then I can give people what they want and it can convert well for me and be more successful that way. In fact, when I created Affiliate Marketing Mastery, the way that I created it is I surveyed my followers and subscribers to ask them, what do you guys want in this course? What are your challenges, problems? What do you guys want? What are your challenges? I took all that information and created the course and launched it to give people what they want. Can I make an offline business and then do marketing and blogging online for it? Absolutely. You can use this to rank locally in Google as well. So for example, if you're in Vancouver and you've got a restaurant, let's say you have like a chiropractor office or whatever, you can build a blog and publish articles and content people are searching for in Vancouver around finding chiropractors and chiropractic advice, and then use that to promote your chiropractic office, right? You got to build a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter for your chiropractic office as well. You can build a YouTube channel and show people what, your business and testimonials from people and different things like that as well. So yeah, you want to build all that stuff regardless if you've got a massage, place, if you've got a restaurant, if you've got whatever kind of local offline store, these principles apply for that as well. So you want to utilize both. For those of you joining right now on Periscope, keep in mind the battery on my phone might die in like 5 minutes or whatever. So if it does, we're also streaming this on YouTube and also on Facebook Live. I think we need a practical explanation on websites rather than theory explained. Well, that's the benefit of the course. The benefit shows you everything, right? You're not looking at me. You're seeing examples of different websites, my website, examples of content, so you can see everything. Right now, I'm not able to show you guys all that sort of stuff because we're doing a video like this. YouTube is 2 minutes behind Periscope. Yeah, so the stream is a little bit slower on YouTube. There's a little bit of a lag there with it. All right, you got a YouTube question?
Yeah, I am making 40 brands and 40 different websites in the same niche. Thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
Yeah.
All right, so this person says he's making $40,000 from 40 different websites in the same niche. So basically this person's got a lot of different niche websites. Now the problem with that is that one, you're diluting your focus. Two, it's really hard to manage that. And three, you're not really building a brand. I'd recommend you build one authority website in that one niche that consists of all the content that you have for it, and build that brand, one Facebook page, one YouTube channel. Like, can you imagine having 40 YouTube channels and 40 blogs? And like, that's just insane. How, like, like, that'd just be crazy. That's just like, because also you have to understand that you want to build the authority of that. So for me, because I built the authority on YouTube, over 100,000 subscribers, every time I launch a new video, I rank high for it because my videos will get thousands of views. It will rank high. People will like it and comment it. And so I can rank for keywords fast from that one YouTube channel because of the authority that I built. As opposed to having 40 YouTube channels that each have, instead of 100,000 subscribers, each one has maybe 1,000 subscribers, then that'd be much harder. Same thing with Google and SEO. By building one authority blog, what happens is Google measures the authority of every blog on Google based on what's called PageRank, PR. Every website starts at a PR 0 and it builds itself up as time goes on. And one thing that Google looks at is the age of your website. So the longer you've had your website, more consistent you are publishing, the more links that you have, how many pages of content, the relevancy, all these different factors they look at. When you build that authority website, in the eyes of Google, it goes from PageRank 0 to PageRank 1. It's almost like you level up in a video game, right? It's like, should I build 40 characters in the online video game and try to level each one up to level 20, or should I just build one dominant character and build that up to a level 100 and just dominate the game, right? You want to build the one dominant character as opposed to a bunch of little characters. For all of you guys that play like video games, I used to play Diablo 2. Right? That was years ago, but I used to play a lot of video games and stuff. So would it be better to have like 20 Diablo 2 characters and you know, every day I log in with a new one and I go through the same campaigns and trying to get experience and level them up and then get each one to, you know, I have got 40 characters that are each level 20? No, you want to build one dominant character to like level 100. And then, you know, after that, you can start another character and build that one up and just focus on one at a time to build that one up and just dominate that way, okay? So that's the better way of doing things. That's going to be more sustainable long-term as well. All right, any other questions, guys? Do you create content months or weeks in advance or as you go? I like to create my content in bulk. So for me, when I create content, I do create a bunch at once because when you create content, you get into a flow. You get momentum going. You're in a creative state. So for example, when I record videos, I'm going to record a bunch in a row and then we release them over a period of time. And so so for example, if today I record like 10 videos on 10 different subjects, I'm going to then send all of those to my video guy. My video guy's going to edit them, upload to YouTube, optimize them, and everything. Put together the blog posts, transcribe them, and then I got someone that publishes them. I got someone that puts it on the podcast as well, and then we'll release one every day. So that's more efficient. It's a more efficient way of doing things. And by the way, inside Affiliate Marketing Mastery, I share how to create content. I share the equipment that I use, the process that I go through to create content, the different types of content. There's different types. There's like how-to information, there's reviews, you can interview people to create content. That's one thing I love to do. You can interview experts. In fact, I put up an interview with Mike from Maine on my YouTube channel, and his whole model is he just interviews people and then asks them questions and then promotes their products as an affiliate, and then he reviews their products as well. And when you're an affiliate, a lot of people, they send you free products. That's another bonus of doing affiliate marketing. You get a lot of free products as well. And then, you can promote those products and make money from it. So it's a lot of fun. You get to learn from interviewing people. So that's one style. I can be very successful with it. The guy, Mike, on my YouTube channel, he makes $40,000 a month just from that. And when you interview people, a lot of experts are easy to interview because they want to get their name out there. They want to get in front of people and in front of an audience. I get interviewed all the time from people. So the interview model is a great model too. There's many different models of affiliate marketing. And again, I teach many different ways inside the course, different types of content. Thanks for all the love here on Periscope. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And again, if it cuts out here on Periscope, if you go to the Stefan James Facebook Live on Stefan James, you guys can watch there. Or if you go to Project Life Mastery on YouTube. Can you share how do you outsource your YouTube? Sorry, I think I missed part of that question on Periscope. How to outsource your content, basically. You can hire writers. You can hire writers from Upwork.com. I've hired many different writers that are content creators. Can you share how you outsource your YouTube and blog? Well, I create my own content for YouTube, and for my blog, what I do is I now transcribe my content, but I write a lot of it myself, and I have different content creators that can write and create content for me as well. You can hire these people on Upwork.com. There's a number of different websites where you can outsource your content, and then eventually, if you want to improve your systems, like for me now, I just focus on creating content. Now that's content is king. That's the most important thing. So what I do now is I have a video editor who's in the Philippines, and it costs about $3 an hour, and he basically edits my videos and uploads and optimizes them and stuff just the way that I like it. And same thing with my blog. So eventually you can hire virtual assistants that can help you publish your content and do things a little bit faster. Do you go over bulk content info inside Affiliate Marketing Mastery? Well, I don't know what you mean by bulk content, but exactly as I just described, I create my content in bulk. So it's really, there's no strategy really around that. It's basically just exactly as I described. So if you want to create a bulk amount of content, spend a day, create a bunch of content that you can release for the next 2 weeks if you want, next month if you want. I actually know one blogger. This blogger has got a really successful blog. They go to Mexico once a year, spends 2 weeks there, and creates all the content in those 2 weeks, and they release them throughout the entire year. So in 2 weeks, they're creating all the content for the entire year. So that's a strategy as well. And there's also the strategy you can have content creators, other experts. So for example, if you go to youngandraw.com, it's just basically a bunch of different guest contributors, and you can get guest posters and other people to create content on your blog. A friend of mine has a potent in creating software, but doesn't have money to, sorry, I missed that question there. We'll answer a few more questions, guys, before we wrap up. And again, guys, go to affiliatemarketingmastery.com/training. This offer ends tonight. Price doubles tomorrow. Don't miss out on this, guys. Take advantage of it. You get the bonuses. You get me in your corner, guiding you, helping you every step of the way to build your business. Again, if you're serious, you're committed, don't miss out on this opportunity. One thing people ask me is, do I have to go through everything at once? No. If you're busy right now, you can't focus on, that's okay. Get it now anyways because of the price, and then you can start it next month if you want. You get lifetime access. You can start it 6 months from now if you want. That's what I do because I invest in training all the time. There's different offers and opportunities. I buy them, but I can only focus on 1 or 2 things at a time. So I buy it, I put it on the shelf, and then in a month from now, 3 months, that's when I start it. Right? It's almost like buying books. When I buy books, I buy 12 books at once. I'm not reading all 12 books at the same time. I'm reading one at a time, and then I focus on the next book. And maybe I don't get to some for maybe 3 months from now. That's okay. I just bought a webinar training program called Webinar Genesis. I'm probably not going to have a chance to go through that Webinar Genesis program till, I don't know, maybe like 2 months from now, just because I'm busy with a number of things. Right? But I bought it because it was on sale, it was a discount. I know that I need it. I'm going to need that for my business so I can do more webinars and stuff like that. So great. So I bought it. It's there on the shelf. I know I'm going to get to it and commit to it and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. I got someone that joined who's in the military. He said, Stefan, I can't go through the program right now, but I'm going to buy it, and then 3 months from now, then I can focus on it. That's totally fine. Do you believe in the shiny object syndrome? The shiny object syndrome is true, it's real, but you want to avoid it. You want to invest in one training, stick with it, complete it, move on to the next training. Okay, that's what you want to do. Or not unless you can complement each other in some way and work together, then that's fine as well. All right, any last questions, guys? We're going to wrap up soon. Right now we got someone available in the live chat, so if you got questions, you can always ask us in private in the live chat. We have different payment options too. Reach out. If there's any issues you have with signing up, payments, reach out to us, guys. We got payment options available to help you guys get signed up. For example, some people, their credit cards decline, so we set up a special link for them on PayPal. Help me convince my dad, but this course before it goes up in price. Any tips? Well, I love your resourcefulness. This person's dad, if you're watching right now, do it. Your child is in the right place, the right position. I mean, if I was watching this at my, when I was that young, in that position, amazing. But I totally understand in that circumstance. But man, I'm blessed because I've become a millionaire at 30 years old. There's people that I see that are like 15 years old that are starting their online businesses. And I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be a millionaire at 21 years old. And it's amazing. There's people out there like that now that are achieving success much younger than ever before. And it's because of the internet and because the opportunities that exist. And when you're younger, you almost have an advantage in some ways because you might be more tech savvy. You're used to like using Periscope and you understand things a little bit differently as well. But when you're young, I mean, it's better to focus that effort and energy improving yourself, building a business than spending, playing video games and spending money on video games and stuff like that. That's what I did when I was younger. Is I wasted years of my life in high school just playing video games. And knowing what I know now, like I could have put that time into building a business and being successful at a younger age. And so if you're a young person, get rid of the PlayStation, get rid of the Xbox, get rid of the video games, man, and spend that time building a business that's going to benefit your future. Is the honesty better than lying to make it? Of course, you never want to lie in business. You always want to have integrity. Never deceive people. Always be honest. Always be ethical. Add value. That's what I teach and focus on. You don't have to be perfect either. Do the best you can. You can improve your content as time goes on. You can improve your everything as time goes on, but never lie or deceive anyone. That's not going to, again, build a long-term business. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to look at yourself in the mirror. And that's really all that matters in the end is that, can you look at yourself in the mirror each day and be proud of what you see looking back at you? That's the key thing, guys. So make sure you don't lose your integrity in the process. You can lie just to make a few extra bucks, but you're not going to feel good about yourself in that process. And it's not going to allow you to build a long-term business because people aren't going to trust you long-term. Do you spend time with family? Yes. You seek to be alone a lot. I spend a lot of time with my family, my girlfriend. What a lot of people don't understand is that when you guys see me on YouTube or Periscope or Facebook, you're only seeing like 1% of me in my life, a limited perception of my life. I have a big life and everything, but you only guys see part of it. Is there membership with the course? Someone asked. So it's a membership website. When you sign up, you get access to the modules and videos. There's no additional upsells or anything like that for you guys there. Anything on YouTube? Any last questions, guys?
Is Kindle publishing as good an entry point now as it was a few months ago or a year ago?
Yeah, so people always ask me that. Is Kindle publishing a good entry point now as opposed to a few years ago or a few months ago? Yes, Kindle publishing is still an amazing opportunity. There's a bigger market on Amazon and Kindle than ever before, okay? There's more books that are out there, but it doesn't matter because, again, only if you're focused. This drives me nuts how so many people and they follow comments from other people and stuff about saturation, and that doesn't matter with what I'm sharing with you guys about building a brand. None of that matters if you're willing to market your book. It doesn't matter how many products are out there. As long as you promote and market your book, outside of Amazon, you're going to be successful from it. But there's more people now making more money on Amazon than ever before. When I got started with Kindle publishing like 5 years ago, I didn't believe that you can make more than $8,000 a month from it because that was like the max that I thought was possible. But now the market has grown so much that there's people that are making like $50,000 a month from Kindle publishing. So it's grown so much now. More and more people over the last 5 years, like Kindle has exploded. Do more people in the world know about Kindle or less? More. More people have Kindle devices than ever before. Amazon, they just had the Prime Day on Amazon. It's like hundreds of thousands of people just bought a Kindle yesterday and now are going to be, buying books and stuff like that on Amazon. And it's just a huge market for it, right? So people they just have the wrong mentality about building a business because they're focused on just like the product strategy, not the brand strategy that I try to preach to people. They're focused just on, can I just publish a book and make a bit of money? Yeah, you can do that, but it's not going to last. And there's a lot of people out there that you want to ignore most people's comments out there on the internet because they're people that are just dabblers that are just looking at the short-term strategies of it. Build a long-term strategy, build the brand, publish your books, improve the books, Develop it to a quality product. That's how you succeed and win in any aspect of life, any aspect in business. Okay? Maybe years ago you could just publish a crappy book and do nothing and make money from it. Yeah, that short-term get-rich-quick thing isn't like what it used to be, but who cares? You got to be in it for the long term. The people that years ago that just published crappy books, they're not around today. They're not making money anymore because they didn't improve their books. They didn't have the long-term strategy, and that's all that matters. So build a long-term strategy for your business, and don't worry about competition. Make competition worry about you. Another question?
Got one more here. How do you find a brand design, like title, concept, audience?
How do you find a brand design? Well, your brand is going to be based around a niche. And again, this is a whole module inside Affiliate Marketing Mastery. How to find a niche, how to make sure it's profitable. There's a market demand. Doing all the research for it, that's all stuff that I teach. So it's right there in Affiliate Marketing Mastery Module 2. Get the program. Get the program, guys. I mean, you guys, you want to go deep. The program covers all this stuff and walks you through how to do it the right way, how to build a good brand under the right name. All right, we're going to wrap up, guys, because Periscope died. Unfortunately, my phone battery died, and here on Facebook Live, the battery's dying as well. And so if you guys are on Facebook right now, I want to thank you guys so much. If you guys are on YouTube, thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, guys, make sure to take advantage of this offer. AffiliateMarketingMastery.com/training. Sign up. Join the program. Okay? I'll see you guys inside. Looking forward to working with you guys and building your online business and helping you grow and be successful. I want to thank you guys immensely for joining me today and taking this time. It really means a lot. It's been fun. Now I'm, after today, I'm going to get to work helping all my customers, helping everyone build their online business. It's going to be a fun process. And again, the price doubles after midnight tonight, Pacific Standard Time. So don't miss out on this. I did everything that I can, I feel, to help persuade you guys, hopefully. I'm using all the passion, the energy that I have, adding as much value to you guys as possible because I know the potential of this and how it can change your life. I want you guys to change your life. I know for most, they won't change their life until they actually get serious and committed and invest in themselves. Most people don't, but if you invest, at least there's a hope. There's a possibility, and that's the best way that I can help you guys. Demonstrate your commitment, join the program. Let's make it happen. All right, guys. So I want to thank you guys so much. God bless. Thank you guys for being a follower, a subscriber of mine. Really appreciate you guys. And look forward to talking to you guys again soon. All right? Take care.